Oh god, I'm airing way too much dirty laundry.
Well, now it's time for these folks to prove themselves. We got Nago versus Mei to start off. You know, speaking of characters that got some pretty significant touches, I think is the best way to put it. These are definitely two of them. Nago getting a little bit more on the buff side, and Mei getting on a different change of her character. A little bit more on the normals, a little less on the command grab in the mid-screen. So let's see how they both pan out against one another.
Okay. Now, one of the things about Nago, I'm actually a little bit intrigued about the implications of the blood gauge changes to the full Rekka series. Because I know they changed that to take a whole lot of blood, and I wonder if that's going to be like... People were so comfortable just sitting at level 3 blood gauge.
Right.
That I wonder if it's such a big thing that, like... I'm curious to see it in practice. You know, is it the kind of thing where you need to compensate for the blood loss so much that it is another special move that you need to burn? Or does it just give you the leeway of another special move before blood chain?
Right. Oh, and we're hitting that level 3 right now. Has to do it. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
First, tried it out. Maigo was way on point for that. But just unfortunately, TiempoGris just decides to wait out just enough.
Got away with the beta DP, the blood burst. I give you one, I give you two.
Oh, this actually win. One good swing could do it. Ooh. That came down to the most last hit, last opportunity. No FD on either side either, so a good special move could have cut out their lives, and TiempoGris just lives it out just barely.
Yeah, I think the big thing for Maigo is, like, I feel like there was a lot of scrambles there, a lot of pokes that whiffed from TiempoGris, and any single one of them punished. Like, you let a Nago get away with 2 blood gauge pops in a single round at 1 HP.
Yeah. Like, he has nothing to lose at that point. He's swinging for you, but so you can't let him do that again. Oh, whoops, I got into a situation where he got to do it again, and I can't play again. I can't run in, especially as a Mei player, where you don't exactly want to be at that full poke range of Nagoriyuki as much.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best characters, especially once you get to that level 3 blood gauge, at just being able to impose his will upon the screen. And unless you have, you know, we were talking a little bit about it before we went live, but like his 5S is that great poke. And if you don't have a great low profile option to it that forces him to utilize a different tool like 2S more, you know, you really need to contest with that. And that's before, at that higher blood gauge, you start to see, you know, 2S and 5H are like a full poke toolkit in and of themselves, and you don't need to rely on anything else.
Right. Right now, TiempoGris is setting the tempo right now, just going for ham right now. Oh, and maybe trying to bait out the burst, but Maigo just baits out themselves. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, this keeps happening. Maigo is playing this game and making these decisions at a level that has not been demonstrated to be necessary just yet. What is necessary is to thank Lena the Troll for that tier 1 sub for 15 straight months. Maigo finally able to start a little bit of offense, but TiempoGris backdashes and is just like that, out of pressure and back in the driver's seat. Straight into this corner once again is Maigo.
Right. Maigo just has not been out of this corner this entire match. Only counting now because Tiempo threw Maigo out of the corner. That's the only difference that's happened so far. And just,
right, that was a freebie.
Yeah, he's like, all right, this is your chance to get out of the corner.
Oh
my god, that defense. And now a goal burst. Oh, there's so many options for Tiempo right now. He's going to go for it. Push back to the air corner.
Oh, full charge 5D, but TiempoGris goes for a choice in counter poke, but the 2H whiffs, unfortunately. Mei with the tiny body.
Maigo has gone for that 5D like 5 times so far, and every single one has been blocked, both charged and uncharged. TiempoGris is just greasing up the gears right now and is just moving through this match.
Nothing guilty about that greasy gear, let me tell you. Yeah,
yeah.
Awful puns. Yeah, awful puns. That's why I get hired. Yeah.
This is exactly why we're here, Brad.
Bad jokes? Check. There is nothing else to the list. Yeah, I mean, TiempoGris had a couple of, you know, sort of scrambly situations as well, I think. There were definitely spots where, so far, that we've seen, you know, choices of buttons that didn't quite work out. But I think the bigger thing is, like, Maigo keeps making these hard reads and hard calls, like going for these aggressive burst baits in situations, or like you pointed out, you know, trying to go for this like full charge 5D mix and just not in the position for it to be the right call at all. And nothing has been demonstrated that it needs to come out, right? Like we've seen no conditioning of a low option. We've not seen a defensive burst really come out from TiempoGris to cash out or to prevent the cashing out of big health.
Yeah, Maigo's just already on that third level, but TiempoGris has, like you said, just has not proven anything yet, and doesn't get in a situation for Maigo. Very similar to what we saw with TiempoGris there, that if I'm gonna bait it out, the situation's still in my favor. I still knock you down with that heavy movement. Now, you took the damage, and if you burst, I get more out of it. But you're already down. And Maigo gets like the one poke, like a 5K, and then jumps backwards. And it's like, that doesn't gain you anything. That puts you in a bad situation, and that just doesn't look good in the long run, unfortunately. Oh no, that 5 exchange! Alright, now Maigo with nowhere to go, just finds himself in the corner again.
Look, man, TiempoGris is in training mode right now. It's like I'm just gonna call it. I don't like to be that guy, but TiempoGris has been playing a one-player game for an awful lot of the set so far. Just running block strings. You know, every block string ends with enough tension to do some sort of RC follow-up, and it's not a lot of like the biggest mix. Wow, good catch with the air throw to finish this now 3-0. I think they weren't there.
We got nothing left. There's nothing here.
Mankind knew that. Duel one.
Alright. Oh,
ooh, Zato theme.
Alright, so not enough damage. You know him, you love him. Back in with the Wins Marvel versus Young LZ. Another Nagoriyuki, actually. It feels very popular as of late after Evo, it feels like.
I mean, there were people up in my scene, even in beta 2, that were like, man, if this character gets any love, he will maybe be the best character in the game. And he got the love that they needed. Not that it's going to matter as not enough damage, has exactly enough damage to close out that round. Frankly, I think there was probably a little bit of extra damage on the table if I had to guesstimate.
Yeah, just a little bit, though. Not that much. It's like a small seasoning on top of everything else.
Right, just a little bit of olive oil. Just a little bit of damage.
Not enough damage. He's going. Everyone was expecting the Garuda changes.
Oh my word.
God, there were no Garuda changes, positive or negative. Not enough damage is just going for it. Get into the corner here. Right, who commands the command grabbers right now? Young LZ, but then pays it back in spades.
You cannot hit me with the forbidden tech.
Right.
I was there when it was founded.
Yeah.
Potemkin, the original GG grappler.
Please, you think you have a command grab? That's funny. Let me show you a real command grab real quick. I don't know. I don't care if you're a vampire who's been alive for thousands of eons. If you get gripped, you're gonna quit.
Right. I know that you see on my person a glow where the power is, so you definitely see it coming.
Right. I got all 5 rings. You can call me Captain Planet because I got the power right now.
Woo. He's our hero. And then when he's done, hopefully he'll take pollution down to 0. But we'll see what happens. That might be a little bit too much to ask of Potemkin.
Right. But he definitely took the health down to 0 in that first round. They might get set up again. Not sure. Okay, there you go. I'm like, they're both ready, but they're not going. I'm not sure if there was an error there or not, but it looks like we're good to go. Not enough damage in the chat. Yeah, that super was supposed to be a Kara Garuda. You hit him. You knocked him down. What more do you want?
That's and as we say in the business, we take those.
We take those.
It was an option select.
Yeah. Oh, broke ankle.
Oh, counter hit Garuda. Young LZ spends the burst straight away. Jesus. I'm sorry. You thought you could press the offense? No, sir.
Oh, absolutely not. Don't be ridiculous. Gosh, PRC again. Okay, gets thrown.
Yeah.
This is Young LZ's time. Really has to make this count. What do you got for tricky mix-ups?
Well, I think a big part of it is like we need to get maybe one more special move out of there, and that is going to be it. Now we're in level 3. But what's a shame is I think Young LZ's... Oh, you dirty man.
Oh my God.
A whole game of like, you're going to block Garuda, right? You're going to block Garuda, right? Oh, PRC into command grab.
Oh, wow.
No punish on the burst, unfortunate.
I mean, I don't think Young expected to not avoid that burst either. It felt very, very close, but Potemkin's size is just confusing on the burst side of things. It's not as big as him.
Right?
Oh,
and
God.
we see we're in that level 3 and now trying to use much more of the 2S 5H. But like even here, you know, with the amount of range available for young LZ, not enough damage utilizes the screen so well. Oh my goodness,
God,
blue RP mix!
Yeah, that purple combo, that purple stuff, gonna do huge damage on young LZ. No damage going up 2 against Young.
That knuckle was heated.
Yeah, and hopefully Young's not too heated by how these matches are going so far. Young is showing some really good fight back here and there. Definitely got not enough damage in the corner. Got a few reads on the pokes here and there. So showing that there's vulnerabilities that Young is sneaking into. Just has to really start stacking them together along with the confidence side of things to make sure that they keep not enough damage locked down.
Yeah, I think a lot of what we're seeing is sort of endemic of a more mid-range character versus a grappler character very commonly, where if the grappler player is feeling more confident, it tends to look something kind of more like this, where the other guy is trying so hard to establish a foundation where they can, you know, try to put up their wall and keep the grappler at bay. But from the very beginning, they're on that back foot. And what you're just seeing is like, you're never all the way out. Oh, so we go in.
Yeah, just, all right, that's it. I saw this work last time. Let me just start off with it.
So one thing is, not enough damage is backdashing after the second hit of the Rekka string on block almost every time to get away from the grab mix-ups. And I wonder if young LZ, I mean, you can either wait and just sort of let that rip and accept that you can control the space, or go for some of those like late cancel Beyblades again. We saw the late Gatling into the 2D to catch it after the backdash that time.
Ooh, right now, it's actually paying off. But you're saying that the backdashes are happening, and now I think Young is actually catching them a little bit more. Getting a little bit more counter hits, getting a little bit more combo damage now, and confirming to everything. This is turning up Young this round already.
Yep. A backdash straight off the rip, Beyblade to get in. Young LZ has decided, it's like, all right, this game is going to be played in this range 0, range 1. I should embrace it and just get in there on my own accord and run my own offense rather than playing a defensive game. Gets the wall break, looking like a clean round so far for young LZ. Backs off just a little bit, but not enough damage lands, and now the offense is in his favor.
Right now, oh, I think that was a attempt at a backdash. You saw them kind of shimmy, stand up and down. All right, Young LZ now on the back foot again here on the defensive side of things. Back in the corner, Garuda is on the table and actually waits up for a potential PRC. Doesn't base on the burst. Doesn't PRC. Young LZ going up on the board against not enough damage. Amazing comeback.
Yo, huge. After how clean those first 2 games was, just the sort of top level difference of for a second I thought it was not enough damage that it stepped off the console, was throwing the soccer ball around in the lobby. I was really entertained by that. Just the stylistic change of like, all right, playing a long range poke game is not working, but I have a great frame trap game. If I'm already in the range for it, I might as well just do it.
Right. And kind of that, we saw that first bite straight off at the beginning of the round, just going straight in. And it seems like that set the match pace the rest of the way through. Being able to do all sorts of frame traps, get to do a lot more mix-ups between frames and bites and whatnot, and that paid off really well for Young, and it's already starting off super strong for Young. Now has not enough damage right in the corner.
Yeah, and that was a very similar round start to the rounds we saw in that last game. Backdash at round start to get away, immediately into Beyblade to get in of his own accord.
Right. Exactly.
And at round start, right, your blood gauge is empty, so you can afford to like Beyblade into your other specials and chain cancel and generate a turn and build a bunch of blood from it. Oh my god, building up plus frames.
Oh. That was unfortunate for Young. Start off the match so strong, but found their back into the corner. Having to deal with Garuda is sure a lot, especially when you don't have burst attention to do anything else with it.
Oh, frame traps. Was watching for the Garuda perhaps, went for like a later up back. There's the Garuda on block now. Blue RC mix again. We block low this time. It's been the low block consistently. Beyblade burst straight away from not enough damage, but anti-aired by the 2H, but we do not get the follow-up combo that we might have wanted.
Yeah, but still, a knockdown's knockdown sometimes. You gotta take what you can, but right now, Young is taking what they can. A buttload of damage right now.
Oh, that was a defensive blue RC, I think.
Yeah.
Beyblade catches at the very tip, but your blood is about to pop.
He's getting dunked with the 2 fists. Mario's two-fisted pizza delivered right to your front door. Oh god.
Loading in on Ego versus VickiViper Vabel, Ramlethal, and Giovanna.
These are powerhouse matches today. Holy crap. Everyone showed up for this tournament right now because there's all been like names that are like, oh god, I sure would not like to meet them in that dark alley with Strive in the corner. Ooh, great 6P from Ego though.
All right, the sword is out in the corner, so VickiViper naturally decides to press the up, and no, you do not get to dash at me just because your sword is up. You think I respect that? I got a little bit of room. That explosion's a rinky-dink thing.
And VickiViper, definitely known as a multi-game specialist, and she's very high quality in every game she plays. But her very strong style is being aggressive. She's strong at being aggressive. She's very confident in and out of the game, and that's the kind of stuff that you have to deal with. Cool. I made a mistake. Okay, yeah, I knew I rolled the dice there. I'm going to keep pushing it. I'm going to keep, throwing out the cards and making gambles against you.
All right, Ego trying to press the offense again. So I like the already something of a change. The sword is out and immediately contests the space in front of them. Does it again. Understands VickiViper's choice when the sword is up in the corner, especially the up sword, is to dash. And I know Gio's dash hitbox brings her down a little bit, right?
Right. Slightest low profile there, so it can actually go through some like the sword throws and swings, stuff like that. But oh no. Oh, just that patience. That patience was so good. But thankfully, it was a gold burst, so very, very hard to punish. And this is Eagle's opportunity right now, especially with the super meter on top of everything else.
But that's not going to pop the wall. The scaling was just too high. You need to make something happen. Air super!
Oh! I hope that doesn't break their ego off of that one. Being so close, and yet so far, VickiViper willing to gamble it all. Well, essentially gamble it all on a super that's, very safe. But it was a great option.
I was going to say,
option.
right? Like, the lose scenario there for VickiViper is either... I mean, we didn't wall break with super, so Ego didn't necessarily get proper Oki. So this is, virtually neutral. So Ego needs to specifically make a call to challenge that super, which is like you just kind of have to neutral jump and land with a button. And especially as a Ramlethal player in this matchup with any hit to do it, like you're trying to swing on the ground. You're not thinking of especially like full jump height into super.
Right. After a wall break on top of everything else.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Okay.
Double dash, VickiViper playing a little bit of Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And again, this is the consistent thing. The consistent thing from Vicki, every single time that sword is up in the corner, there is a dash. And Ego clued into it after that first round and is contesting the space anyway.
Yeah, but now we have to make VickiViper guess. Nice JP's to prevent the jump out of the corner here. JP's again to make sure that VickiViper doesn't get in. Eagle's playing at a slightly different range in this match, I'm realizing, and it's working out extremely well for them so far. Oh, yeah. I forgot that was a thing. I keep forgetting it's a thing every time.
Right? I was like, oh no, the throw didn't kill. What a heartbreaker.
What will Ego do?
Big damage into the corner.
Eagle finds their way out. Good stuff. Now Vicky's on the blocking end. Now Eagle's on blocking end. Now Vicky's on the blocking end.
Right, ends the Rekka string. Okay, big damage. Super for the wall break.
There you go. All right, can get the damage, can get the meter. VickiViper does have over 50 meter though, so it does take one good PRC situation. Blocks and punishes. Oh, doesn't need to use it yet. Has 100 meter.
The tricky stuff goes for the YRC, but the backdash makes the throw with. VickiViper has the super. That should close out the round.
Oh, easily so. All right, one apiece here in the second match. Let's see if Eagle can keep it up though. Oh no, that nerf JH is just slightly worse. Now Ego finds her back into the corner here. VickiViper putting on the pressure, has 50 meter, gonna go straight for the super. Confident in the knockdown, this is gonna be a hard situation for Ego. No meter, no burst. Will they be able to block it? The answer is no.
It's tough. I mean, a lot of it just seems like even when Ego is getting the position and the game plan that Ramlethal wants, which is you in the corner dealing with the swords, VickiViper's defensive decision making is working out great in those spots. I mean, we saw the adjustment away from just dashing forward aggressively to, you know, get out of the explosion range and steal the space and go straight to the air. Ego had the answer in the JP string, but it just doesn't lead to enough. It's one of those things where, like, yeah, sure, even if you make the right call, the risk that she takes does not outweigh the benefit of the reward.
Right.
And you really need to, I think, pull out a bigger gun in that situation in order to properly dissuade it.
Right, exactly. 1 gun or up to 3 guns, or even to 3 months from no Kami with the subscription. Yo, much love, fam. Happy to have you here. Thank you much. But yeah, wow, that was good. As you were saying, yeah, with a player like VickiViper, she's very confident in her playstyle. She's confident in rolling the dice and being wrong every now and then, and just weighing the outcome and saying, cool, I got hit by 2 JPs and I'm in the corner again. I will try again because you have not shown me that you can do more than that. And the return damage I will give you is so insane that, you know, you're not even going to remember those 2 JPs.
That's the YRC makes, I mean, the gold burst kind of pays for itself, but unfortunately, after the YRC, still getting smoked in the corner here, we are going to get the wall break. VickiViper is going to get that positive bonus, has burst on deck. What's Ego going to do? YRC gets punished.
Again, ending with that beautiful super VickiViper, just confidently confirming into everything. Just 10 out of 10 work from Vicki right now. But Ego still putting Vicki through the grinder right now. Definitely there's still close matches all in all. But once Vicki gets that 1 hit and gets going, it's really hard for Ego to make it out of any single situation.
Oh my god, even like Vicki is structuring the block strings and staggering, you know, the way that the strings are set up in such a way that Ego's defense is kind of crumbling now. Has to spend the burst. Right, we're through, but like we're so far from the corner now. You just don't have the sword. Spends the extra cash. VickiViper closes out the 3-0 sweep.
All right, Papaleo, like you said, definitely a fan favorite when it comes to Mei players out here. You know, amongst the best, if not the best, Mei players that I get to see so consistently. Going against TiempoGris, and definitely no slouch there at all. We have seen the power of Tiempo so far.
Yeah, and interestingly, I mean, Tiempo's first match was another Mei player as well, so it's going to be interesting to watch how Papaleo sort of meets the intensity. It looks like it's meeting it a little bit meekly, really just eating this in the corner, and TiempoGris is still, with all this stuff, that blood gauge never left level 1.
I don't need it. I don't need level 2. I don't need level 3. Level 1's fine. It's fine.
Mins did not need the crest of courage whatsoever. Greymon can stay home. He hit you with the Agumon.
There it is. The big damage now. Finally with the overhead kiss. That's the exact situation where Daisuke's vision wanted to be used. And now Papaleo getting huge damage back on Tiempo.
This is more like what we need to see from the Mei player. We got the Marine Life coming in.
And I think this is what TiempoGris feared. Now TiempoGris just has been blocking for the last like 15 to 20 seconds after the Dolphins started coming out. And a long form perfect from Papaleo.
I think we're just treating these as coin flips now. Perfect on perfect. All right, finds the backdash, opening up the offense. The command grab immediately after the Beyblade has been a fairly consistent option there from TiempoGris.
But cuts to the backdash there with the live H, just doing real good work right there. Papaleo finds TiempoGris into the corner here. Dolphin coming out again and again. TiempoGris is fighting back now, this compared to the second round.
You know what? Those first 2 rounds were basically like, you know, when the new character shows up and they have to whoop somebody so that everybody knows what their power was. They both just had that moment, and now the characters are actually playing.
Right, they had to get the character over now, and now that we're in the final arc, we gotta have these 2 fight.
Right, TiempoGris with a smart utilization of that 5K as a counter poke is able to close out the end of that round there. And I mean, it seems like a lot of it was just when TiempoGris was able to get into control, the offense was just explosive. And I am very impressed. I feel like the blood gauge should have been far higher than it was the whole time.
Right? I'm feeling exactly the same way. Like, TiempoGris felt like they had so much offensive pressure going on between all of their blood gauge using moves that was like, okay, clearly you're going to be like level 3 by now, right? No, you're level 1. You're not even level 2, you're level 1. It's just the control that Tiempo is tossing out there is just absolutely insane right now. And that is the level of mastery that we need to see from Nagoriyuki going forward.
Okay, Nice counter post from Papaleo, but TiempoGris finding the way through. I think one thing is, like, for TiempoGris, these errant pokes capitalize into better subsequent situations, I think, than they do for Papaleo on the net.
Oh,
okay.
Right,
Sorry, my guy. I hope you like rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors, Orca. And so here we are. Oh my gosh, gets the frame trap out, but doesn't hit on the other end of the dolphin. That's unfortunate. Has to burn the meter to make sure that they stay safe from that command grab attempt.
Oh, the PRC, and TiempoGris gets caught trying to disengage. Papaleo takes the round. Burst still on deck for both players. Neither one of them wanted to spend the resource.
No, not at all. They know what they're getting themselves into. It's like, I'm gonna wait for the actual, like, big starter. That was a case in point big starter right there. Oh, yes, again. Gonna burst this time? No, holding on to it. Alright, well, let's see what the situation is now. 50 meter and a burst on TiempoGris' side. So there is opportunity here to take the match back. But overhead kicks again. Has to take this first hit at the very least. Gonna go straight into super here. TiempoGris not gonna have the opportunity to burst. And PRCs for a little bit extra damage because Papaleo definitely knows.
Look, if you got the meter, you don't take it into the next round, let alone the next game. You might as well.
Right, right. And maybe TiempoGris a little bit afraid that Papaleo is gonna guess them out and also bait the burst. So kind of a mental blocking right there to say, I don't want you to bait my burst. I don't want you to know when I'm going to burst in future matches. They can definitely hold on to.
One game a piece here. Let's see how TiempoGris is going to be able to meet this intensity. I think the big thing for Papaleo in that last round was opening up that throw game. I think TiempoGris' defensive choices have typically been, if it's not a burst, which even in the first game we saw of TiempoGris tonight, burst was not the de facto defensive choice. Well, it was a defensive choice like for block strings, not a lot like on hit. But it's a lot of backdash into stuff as well, which is what a lot of the like the delay gatlings that Papaleo was bringing out is catching, right? Like structuring these block strings to be like, are you gonna backdash? Are you gonna backdash? No, you have to sit down.
Yeah, definitely trying to cover all the options that TiempoGris might be comfortable with, and he might burst on TiempoGris. Well, they said point! Taking away those options as much as they can. They're doing a great job of making sure that they prevent. They're doing a lot of preventative play and making sure that, yeah, this is locked down. Just like the resubscription from, I can't pronounce it. I'm gonna say science nerd because it's sci nerd. It looks like. Thank you for the 11 months.
That's better than I would have done. I would have been like sin nerd. Like, nope, sci nerd. Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
way to
nerd.
read between the lines. Ooh, like
going outside the game and out of games. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, between and through the lines. Oh, great 5K, but oh my god, Papaleo, you nut! You're a nut!
Duel 3. Let's rock.
All right, well, TiempoGris does have burst. These 5Ks at round start are getting sniffed out. Like the trades, even at round start, TiempoGris is losing out a little bit. Okay, 2K for the check, TP out for Papaleo.
Yeah, that Dolphin definitely doing a lot of work there. Now realizing that TiempoGris likes to have that frame trap there. Cool. Here's a fast move that will put me airborne, so you can't also grab me either. So that covers a lot of options on Papaleo's side. Oh, the PRC doesn't matter. Text it out. TiempoGris.
Like it's so consistent. Like finish the block string straight into Beyblade, and then it's not ending with Beyblade. It's either command grab if you sit still, or DP if you don't. And the DP ends up a party starter.
Yeah, and that, yeah, it's huge damage. Even if they like decide to jump and block it, it puts them in a situation where it's really hard to punish back or get anything hugely significant off of it. So it just prevents that counterplay, that kind of expectation of counterplay from TiempoGris. Really, really in the favor of Papaleo. And that's the kind of player that Papaleo is. It's like, I'm making this option because about 4 out of the 7 options will put me in like good situations, and like 2 of them will put me in mess situations, and then the other 2 will get me absolutely killed, sure, but I'm willing to do that. That's fine.
I mean, if you're the type of player that is willing to look at those, I think there's no bad choice as long as it's an informed choice, right? Like, you can do wild stuff, but like, you better have an explanation for why you did it. And if it worked, you're a god, and if it doesn't, then, you know, you just have to understand, like, you elected to live and die in that read.
Right, exactly. Little bit short of just getting the kill there, but that is still one more mix away. Just going for a simple poke, Papaleo, but TiempoGris decided not to press any buttons, which is terrifying to do in a situation like that.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Economically, I think the biggest thing for TiempoGris in that round was just to delay long enough to potentially get burst back in this round, which, you know, it took a little while. So burst, you know, potentially on the table for TiempoGris, spent now for Papaleo as TiempoGris gets the party starter. But unfortunately, in this situation, after the fact, that is going to be another wall break. TiempoGris has burst, but Papaleo with a positive bonus. Ooh, empty throw.
Yeah, oh, just weird miss on the combo there, but that is still fine. Gets the burst there. PRC's everywhere. Good 6P. Using that new 6P buff for Nagoriyuki. Oh, and TiempoGris has some opportunity to bring it back. Good patience. Oh,
and there it is again.
no!
And look, and you know what? It was obvious that it was coming then. Not only because it's been a choice TiempoGris makes, but we still had the command grab bonus to the blood gauge going down. That was still net positive on the blood gauge in terms of like recovered because of the bonus. You knew there was going to be a big cash out.
He definitely cashed out right now, even into this round right here. Oh, up Dolphin though, does take the lead there, and now it's gonna push right back to the corner here. But TiempoGris is on match point right now. Let's see if he's able to keep this opportunity after this wall break.
Yeah, does not spend the super on the wall break. Instead we get the mix up. No, YRC gets baited.
No. Might be able to get burst back. Just no, just a bit short to get it back in time. Killer well kills Nagoriyuki.
Right, we are going to the last game.
Hell
and that
yeah.
was like so crazy, this back and forth that we're seeing, these two explosive characters. And it's really just like, if Papaleo gets in and opens up that throw game, it's a lot of what's blowing up TiempoGris. I think TiempoGris ever so slightly has the tighter read on Papaleo's defensive habits.
Right.
The thing is, like, when TiempoGris gets in, it's going his way more, I think, because with that better read and the fact that the damage goes a little bit more in his favor, the cash outs are better for less opportunities. I think Papaleo, if Papaleo makes a good defensive adjustment and that TiempoGris doesn't cop to very quickly, I think that's like the preeminent way for this to go Papaleo's way. Or just opening up the offense with TiempoGris with the backdash, the gold burst off the rip gets around the command grab.
Oh, there we go, overhead kiss though. Yep, and there's that opportunity we're talking about that Papaleo just really scores high on every single time and burn that meter against the corner to get the free Willy freed up. Now, really trying to YRC again, goes to the command grab, Papaleo backdashes and dolphins at the same time, covering so many options there. Papaleo now the one on match point.
TiempoGris' tendency towards command grab in the last game or so is really what's been exploited.
And you can see TiempoGris just kind of throwing out normals, like warning normals to make sure that Papaleo doesn't kind of get in too quickly, doesn't try to do a random dolphin or anything like that. And Papaleo, seeing that, will just wait all day. Says, that's fine. I just won't dolphin. I will jump around until I find you being too scared or too tired to continue this facade.
Oh my god, has to spend so much, but now we have Papaleo in the corner. With the super,
Papaleo,
I don't want to deal with your command grab.
Daddy, don't care. Oh no, not this is the blood game. I don't blame you. This is the first explosion in this match here. This is the first blood rage. Yeah, and TiempoGris is in such a bad situation. Such low meters, so can't really FD the chip.
Command grabs. We're relying on Nagoriyuki today. We've had one match without a Nago in it. Now Nago versus Axel.
SpongeBob, my boy. Or SpongeBob. Damn, it got me! It got me! That was
no!
the mix! I lost!
You got mixed!
I got mixed live on twitch.tv.com. But first Axel of the tournament here. Kenshin versus TiredMage. Alright. Ooh. Now this has been noted as a pretty difficult matchup for Nagoriyuki, just because, you know, the range game is so much in Axel's favor, but you have to get into that mid-range to be able to make that big swing, just like TiredMage did right there. But until then, it's gonna be a little bit rough. Good throw though from Kenshin.
Kenshin out here with the reverse blade kunai. Okay, the up back, we're operating on this mix. The whirlwind, finally TiredMage gets the opportunity to try to swing out. All right, Beyblade lets it rip, just like Stoles let that 4th consecutive tier 1 sub rip. Closing out the round is TiredMage.
Wow. Good
Kenshin
stuff.
on the back foot, that he is.
Yeah, that was amazing because for the most of that match, Kenshin was leading the match and had a lot of control over it. And just unfortunately, TiredMage really gets that swing and wins the rest of it. That was absolutely insane. Oh my gosh. Yo, TiredMage! Beating out move after move from Kenshin. And if you can make an actual stop pressing those kind of really defensive buttons, you're in. You're in there. Oh, again. RC.
Hits us the anti-air. Like, you get that close / anti-air. That is the best case scenario party starter. TiredMage looking at Kenshin like, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm Batosai the Manslayer. Gets the wall break. 1 pixel left.
Oh, ankles. Got no ankle insurance on that one. TiredMage going up 1. Just really took a lot of Kenshin's early game tendencies and made it their own. It's like, okay, yeah, I see what you do in this situation, cool. Now I'm gonna bait all of them out. And you have no more kind of that sort of like, as a player, you kind of have those natural things that you're like, these are the things I fall back on. This is kind of my instinct play. And TiredMage already took all of those away from Kenshin that first match. So it's like, okay, what's Kenshin gonna do? What are they gonna structure out to fight against someone who's already taking that kind of instinctual play away from them?
Yeah, I mean, Nago is, I think, as a character, one where if you have that skill as a player, Nago's toolkit really leans into that. Like, the strength of Nago is, like, I control the mid-screen, and then when I get in, I have this really oppressive, really layered, stagger-heavy block string game. And if you have those reads on your opponent's tendencies, you're just going to smoke them. Speaking of smoked, oh my god, is Kenshin at the arcade stick? Somebody check.
Oh my
Where's
god.
Miss Kaoru?
Oh man, just looking like a brisket right now. Like you said, getting smoked. TiredMage. Oh my gosh.
Alright, low profiles the 5 PGs. The command dash turns into a long-range car. Why does TiredMage's blood gauge still at 0? With as oppressive as this has been.
Please, stop! TiredMage, you don't look tired at all!
He's wired mage. Somebody change his name.
No.
Jesus.
Wired Mage right now, just on something else. Good God Almighty.
Wired.
Like,
I mean, I hope that the connection is wired.
Yeah.
I hope that what we just witnessed was not. I hope there's not some network weirdness. That was the pace of that Nagoriyuki. I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, Kenshin is supposed to be the fast one. The reverse blade sword slows him down.
Right, the 9 strikes in one area at one time. You know, some speedy stuff there. But TiredMage just, it's like, I got 1 sword, I got 1 time to swing. No, all I have to do is hit you once. Like, don't know why you're trying to do all this special, fancy schmancy, samurai bullshit. No, I'm just gonna hit you with my sword.
Jeez. All right, that was like actually sincerely some of the quickest 2-0 I've seen, specifically in that last game. I swear, TiredMage just is wherever he wants to be on the screen at any given point.
Yeah, good gosh. Oh, there it is again. Back into the corner here. Kenshin on the back foot. Nice 5K to stop things. Oh, but throws out a button, unfortunately.
Finally. Was that an attempted incident? Are you kidding me? Are you for real?
Yo, the brisket's done. The chop has been made. Put to the chop house. Kenshin's caught up. Oh my gosh. All right. TiredMage has to be feeling real good after that. Yeah, I blood rage, but. Oh my gosh. Super again. Is going to be the one hit super or going to be the full super? Okay, full super.
Showing you why he's called Batosai the Manslayer. Wow.
There are no more men here except for TiredMage themselves.
I think this is the last match pool for whoever wins this. They will move on to top 12. Actually, they will both move on to top 12.
Yeah,
which is whether you move on in winners or losers side. And the first Chipp we're seeing of the evening, who I think my big takeaway with Chipp was they made him anti-airable now.
Yeah. The nerve is people can play you like they're supposed to. So I'm very curious to see how much jumping we see from Chips now. We see a lot more of the ground game to start at the very, very least.
I think it's going to be the kind of thing where my expectation is that it's going to be more well-rounded, the game plan. Whereas I think before, a lot of Chips would hit this point where it was like, well, now I'm allowed to jump, and you would just see like jump 2K, jump 2K, jump 2K over and over, and just zipping around the screen like you were playing like Dragon Ball or something.
Right, exactly. And right now, you've seen very, very little jumping from Advance right here so far. Oh, nice technical throw. And yeah, he's playing a very, very good ground game right now. Advance just advancing forward, just with buttons and everything like that. Nice scroll burst. So much patience earned there. Can't punish that dolphin though, unfortunately, but nice JD afterward to get that little bit of damage. Advance. Doing so good.
Yeah, and I love the, after the gold burst, immediately made so much use of that meter. 2 big PRC. Speaking of big, oh my god, that damage off of, I need to double check what that hit was. Did anyone get the number of that truck?
Yeah, where'd your life go, Advance? Got an advance on that coffin that May's trying to put them in right now.
All right, but the offense is starting. Okay, catches with the late overhead, but a little bit of hesitance. I think Papaleo has demonstrated a willingness to DP out, and you can already see Advanced is sort of waiting on the back foot a little bit in some of those spots. Loses out on the round.
Oh, but Papaleo staying strong there. Advanced, try to keep it up. Nice. The classic round starter. Nice! That just defend making Advanced close enough to be able to punish that Dolphin very easily.
I think the only unfortunate thing is that the 2K hit at a spot where it was still in a juggle, so the 2D did not connect. Otherwise, it's fine. The gold burst, unpunished, but Papaleo, okay.
Ooh!
Right, advancing forward, immediately cashing out on that bar.
Alright, now Advanced finds their back into the corner again, but Chipp, out of all characters, can get out of the corner, but this is going to be punished for sure.
And that's the thing, man. Like, here's the thing about Chipp. Chipp is like, you're gonna be on defense and die in a couple of rapid guesses, or you're gonna get it right and then he's gonna die in one hit.
Right.
That's the character. Like, what is like a great example of an archetypical glass cannon. It's like, all right, he can do all this stupid stuff. You're gonna be guessing, and you're just gonna be like, what the hell is this character doing? And then you're gonna hit him, and you're gonna be like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dying. That's what he's doing. I get it now.
I remember the first I play Zato, and the first I was like, oh man, how does Zato approach this matchup? And I watched somebody, and it was like 50 seconds of blocking, and then 1-2H counter hit into the sword sandwich ender, where you get the reset after, and he was dead. It was like, oh. You just get 1-2H and he dies.
All I have to do is actually hit Chipp once, and I get to play. I get it now. And Papaleo's doing a great job of trying to get that one hit. Like, more of just not getting that one hit, but getting the one hits that set up the situation for Papaleo, where Papaleo's very confident at. Very good at situations and setting them up. But Advanced, just going for it. Oh no!
I actually thought that he was just gonna die. Oh no, the throw whiffs, but Advanced only gets a 2P chain after.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. But like you said, I also thought Chipp was gonna die off that too. I'm like, that's counter hit and everything. That's gonna be all the life. But fortunately, Advanced gives an opportunity. Doesn't pay off in this situation, but now has Papaleo back in the corner and actually getting the hits now. This is exactly what Advanced needs.
All right, bring out the shadow clones. Hit him with the homies. Gonna get positive bonus and some Oki. That's a great spot to be in. All right, no, we're going follow-ups on the Shadow Clone. Just a quick overhead. We are peppering him, and he's dead. Well seasoned is Papaleo here in the corner, and a round on the board for Advance in this game, too.
Right. Definitely like a well-seasoned me. Papaleo's got a lot of beef with Advance right now. Oh. Oh, God. I have to give it to Advance. They have been laying a 5K against Dolphin very, very often. They've been doing a great job about avoiding the Dolphin situation. I think that's the biggest thing that's keeping Advanced in the game right now. More than their own offense or anything like that. I think it's just that 5K prevent Papaleo from playing.
Ooh, went for some an interesting combo choice did Papaleo there with the BRC trying to move forward. Advanced, I mean, this is a tough spot to be in. You almost assuredly die in one hit. Well, micro dash forward into Gold Burst to punish Papaleo for continuing to have the audacity to play neutral on my screen. I am Chipp.
Yeah. There's absolutely no way that I'm gonna let you keep playing. I play everywhere on the screen. You don't get that opportunity, man. You don't understand it yet for some reason.
Did you not see the size of the muscles Daisuke gave me in this game?
Right, I'm jacked, bro. I've been hitting that bench press consistently now.
Right, like, you know those memes where, like, the guy posts the question and then it's like 3 comic panels of like a super jacked dude giving like a very eloquent, like Chipp is all 3 of those jacked dudes.
Right.
Because he's this swole and then he's still running a nation on the side.
All 3 jacked dudes are just different ninja clones of himself, just in different areas of his own presidential suite.
Ah, jeez. All right, 1 game apiece here. Super explosive. A lot of our matches today have been very explosive. People are, I don't know if today people are just feeling intense or if it's just as the game is developing, people are feeling so much more confident with their toolkits that, like, we're getting closer to that, like, very aggressive version of the game that everyone, like, so associates with this title.
Right. And, you know, we're seeing a lot of, like, the high damage situations that we were really worried about early in the game's lifespan, where it's like, no, do we need to be 2 out of 3? Do we need to be 3 out of 5? Well, look at the damage on these combos and whatnot. Are we going to get better at avoiding these situations, or is that going to be a consistent thing? And, I mean, I think the patch made it less consistent of a thing, but these matches are still going extremely fast, and there's still extremely high damage amongst everything. Ah!
Oh, he baited it! He did it! Yo, that was advanced decision-making, J2K, and the chase down, I'm sorry, sir, up back is not the direction, try again later, gets the grab mix, 1 more touch, perhaps advances behind the clone. Ooh, I still got the clone!
Yo, the leaf grab to finish it all off. Advanced looking extremely advanced right now. Papaleo really needs to get their game started because Advanced is feeling good.
Just the ground game being played by both of these players as well. Like you were talking about, are we going to get better at avoiding it and, you know, that whole thing. But I think so much of avoiding it is being comfortable on the screen, right? Like if you're picking the right spots and moving in the right way, you are better positioned. Ooh, speaking of positioned, perfectly positioned to close out that round with a perfect here in this corner is Papaleo. Who's going to go up 2-1 first in this set?
Yeah, and kind of to add to what you were saying is that whole positioning thing, where are you most comfortable at? And Advanced has shown that they are very comfortable on the ground game and preventing Dolphin. Papaleo is doing a lot of jump back or jump forward, JH, JS, and stuff like that, and just seeing kind of what happens and playing around that. Papaleo has kind of, you know, let go of the Dolphin a little bit more in this situation. And that's just, you know, I think that's giving Advanced that just a bit more comfort where they can play their game.
Does not continue the Ruckus string. IAD over the block, but up Dolphin lands, connects to the corner. Papaleo in the driver's seat has the super. Is he dead? No.
Oh.
Chipp lived through that? Okay.
But one more mix-up will do it. Has to use the burst there. Oh, and the one time where it was needed. The one time to be anti-Dolphin, to go against PETA's wishes. Advance is not there.
All right, Papaleo up 2-1. I struggle to think of what Advance needs to do different. Honestly, there's been a whole lot of like aggressively dashing forward and then challenging Dolphin. I feel like that's one of the few times that it did not work in Advance's favor. And it was like we had just lost burst. You had the corner position. I think Advanced made the decision that Papaleo was not going to so aggressively control space in front, and it was just wrong on the choice.
Yeah, and as we were kind of talking about a little bit earlier, you know, Papaleo was going more to the air and just doing like big normals through the air and whatnot, and had not relied on Dolphin for like the past like round and a half or so. So I think that was just the perfect time that Papaleo was just kind of saving it for the majors, saving it for Evo, as they say.
Yeah. Oh, the up back gets away from the grab, but it doesn't matter. Advance had the DP to catch the up back. Navigating out of the corner does Papaleo. But like the way and look at the way that both of them have been flirting with danger
Yeah.
through the course of the set, because and it's more of that movement. Like if they're not already aggressively controlling space in front, they're shooting to be full screen.
Yeah, and that's just like kind of that slight comfort zone. Like, okay, who's gonna flinch first? Who's gonna try to get in first? And they are willing to play that game of chicken so well. And usually the one who goes in first does lose from that point on. It's very, very difficult.
That burst bait from the jump cancel from advanced was very advanced. Somebody check how many of the little dots this man Sharingan has.
Right.
The
yeah,
delay
yeah.
cancel on the 2H has to burn the burst, does advance. J2K connects, goes for the reset off the 2K because of the distance, and gets the reset accordingly. 1 round apiece here.
Advanced definitely needs that. Gah! Just 6 speed is thrown around here. But Advanced already on the back, but that 6P read is getting Papaleo so much leverage right now. But now finds their back in the corner here.
Goes for the low, quick low again. Advance, you have a whole lot of time until there's either a burst or a bar on the table. Now Papaleo has 50 tension, so you need to be worried about like DP, RC, or defensive super.
Yeah, you can see Advanced just kind of staying for that mid-range and just waiting for Papaleo to make the approach because really confident that mid-range is paying off so well. No confirm off the anti-air. Unfortunately, had the meter to do so. Crosses up. One more mix-up will do it.
This is so tense. Because any hit will do it. Has to spend the gold burst. Does advance. Blue RC responds with a gold burst in time. Is Papaleo? Is this gonna work?
Super the DP! Papaleo 1 step ahead! The true advance! Dang! Just dang! We have seen so much Nago today, but we have not seen a Nago mirror yet, so... Here we are! We made it! We made it full circle!
Alright, if this doesn't open with like Beyblade into DP into command dash like all clashing...
That'd be amazing. Alright, are they letting the intros rock 2 on top of everything else? Hell yeah. What the heck? Who are you?
I'm you.
What's stronger? It's like, wait a second, I was gonna say that. How'd you know?
Nago is like actually one of the coolest new characters added to a fighting game in I don't know how long.
Oh, I would say Nago is easily the coolest character in this game, but also, like...
What did I... Yes!
Yes! Yes, it happened exactly as you wanted! We did it! Idiosyncrasy...
Literally the only difference is Idiosyncrasy let it rip first.
Right, Idiosyncrasy is like, I already have stopped thinking. Here we go. I'm just going. Like, TiredMage. Beaten down by their own hubris. DRC. Yeah, eventually.
My word.
Oh. That was all based on that that slightly earlier Beyblade, and Idiosyncrasy took the whole match off of that by itself.
Right, the 5P clashes with the jump in, and TiredMage almost gets to start the offense, but okay, now in the driver's seat. Goes in behind the Shadow Clone, but the slight walk back from Idiosyncrasy burns enough space to swing back in his favor, and TiredMage is gonna blood burst.
Oh no, this is gonna be so much damage. Oh, decides not to do a much bigger combo off that, but that is fine. Idiosyncrasy taking that first match very cleanly. I mean, Nagoriyuki, always a fast finish character for sure, but Idiosyncrasy had pretty good control of the whole match. Every time that TiredMage kind of got a foot up, Idiosyncrasy just took the other foot and tripped them down.
Yeah, I wonder whether TiredMage is going to be able to... I mean, it's wild to, after what we saw from TiredMage in their last match, to see them the one being sort of blown over by the offensive Idiosyncrasy here.
Right. And they have to be sitting somewhere that was like, oh god, that's what I've been doing to other people? That's
oh, I deserve to be in here.
Yeah, oh god, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Alright, let's do it again. Let's do it again.
I just realized rocking the Leo theme in the back.
Yeah. Gorilla strong together.
Hit him with the Hellfire.
Oh my god. Oh, great throw from TiredMage. Oh no!
Oh, no! Right, close 5S from Idiosyncrasy is not mistimed. Now you have to deal with this. right? Level 3 here from Idiosyncrasy, which de facto gives him control of the ground game. No, actually managed to recover enough blood to go down into level 2, but it doesn't matter as long as you continue to be the aggressor.
Right. And Idiosyncrasy is just pressing the offense right now, like not absolutely caring whatsoever that, yeah, this character can also do these same things, but the thing is, they're not. And so now I get to play my game entirely, and I think TiredMage is still trying to figure out their way through the matchup that gets them to their comfortable point, but Idiosyncrasy is already there.
Nice. Blue RC into 2K gets the link after the fact. Idiosyncrasy command grabbed for death. Exactly enough damage to bypass the burst, and the first round on the board in this set so far for TiredMage.
Alright, but Idiosyncrasy once again, a little bit early on the Beyblade, gets thrown for the trouble. Now TiredMage is on the offense here, getting so much damage, baits it out again, gonna get a super on top of everything else. It's not gonna kill yet, but there's gonna be a lot in the favor of TiredMage, especially with Idiosyncrasy only barely having 50 meter and no burst.
Yeah, and you don't get to burst on a hit here. It's gonna have to be like bursting as a defensive choice, which is really scary to do here. So does it after the PRC, but unfortunately overextends after the fact, and a JH is going to close it out there for TiredMage, getting a game on the board, 1 game apiece.
Yeah, you definitely have to give it to Idiosyncrasy. Definitely realizing like, oh, okay, I landed the gold burst. Good job, me. Let me start my offense with something that's very generally safe. And TiredMage jumps, and TiredMage does not jump a whole ton, especially from that far away, and just did it for the sake of, I think, just making sure that they don't RC anything to get their game started.
Yeah, and absolutely that. You know, so much of it is just going to be like any block string into PRC, and suddenly you're dealing with the mix-up and the comeback starts. But also, like, what does Idiosyncrasy have to represent to deal with the air approach? It's either going to be 6P, which is not a big choice that you're seeing on the ground, so it's a, you know, a reactive choice to the jump,
right, or
it's 2H, which Idiosyncrasy is only going to hit if it specifically reads the jump in.
Like that's a huge gamble that is scary to take when you have only 1 hit left. So I don't blame Idiosyncrasy for not making that read there. Oh
yes!
Yeah, we did it!
Every Beyblade trade.
Yeah, we
need a counter.
I wish I could count like on the screen. Oh, there's the 2H. The big switch could be huge damage off of this one.
Oh, the late cancel into the 5H, but too far away for the Beyblade to connect. Once again, too far away, but we're closing the space, and you should have closed the book on burning that burst. TiredMage wastes it, unfortunately, and goes into this next round without it.
Yeah, that's real unfortunate here. Idiosyncrasy now has all the confidence in the world to just push, because there's no burst on table. There's no meter on table. If I can get this first hit, I get to play for a long time. If you hit me back, I get the burst. I have so many options here, and now, especially being the aggressor, gets to build all the meter in the world while TiredMage is burning their own meter, trying to push Idiosyncrasy out.
Blood gauge was gonna pop. It was unfortunate if that combo had happened any sooner. TiredMage can afford to spend as much as it takes here.
Oh my gosh, took it all back here.
The blood is gone. Oh, the throw. Idiosyncrasy gets the throw.
Oh my gosh, Idiosyncrasy is in a good spot right now here. Going for it, letting the blood mage go. Oh, but jumps out at the wrong time, unfortunately. It just goes. Oh no. Idiosyncrasy should be dead.
Idiosyncrasy was like, but what if I do it again?
And yeah, they won't think I'm gonna nut out and do this again, like put myself in a specifically bad situation. Oh, I got it. Hey, all right.
Wow.
All means that should have been just that extra second of block, but I think TiredMage felt like they had enough time to jump out and maybe tapped the button too early, maybe missed the FD. It happens to the best of us. And Idiosyncrasy able to get onto the second match under the belt.
Look, at some point tonight, a Naga was going to Blood Rage twice in a round and not still win that round. Because right now, that's the second time we've watched it.
100% gonna happen.
Well, one would hope, right? But I'm surprised it happened once. Like, if I had a nickel for every time, I'd have 2 nickels. And it's weird that it's happened twice.
This right here with the aggression from both of these players, we might see both of them get into Blood Rage twice in a row. All right, gonna go for the super here, break the wall. Idiosyncrasy gonna match. You're gonna tie. Oh,
No,
I guess
a little too far away from the wall. I wasn't gonna
well.
question you. As soon as you said it, I was like, you know what you're talking about. I'm not gonna question it.
Oh,
Oh my God,
my
defensive
gosh.
baseball bat.
Oh, and they're even still. Oh. Wow. They are going at each other right now. They are just going at each other's throats. They're throwing everything they have out there. They're
They
swinging.
both see where the other's weakness is. They're both glowing. The backdash makes the Beyblade whiff, but TiredMage hits the close slash first.
Oh my god. Oh, jumps right over it. TiredMage getting a great jump in again. Alright, waits out for the burst, sees it happens, but here as you can see, not bursting, and just gets chopped.
I mean, nobody wants the Cali burst, but you were about to die and you're dealing with that offense in the corner from TiredMage. You gotta, sometimes you gotta do it. You don't get a second burst in game 5.
Right. It's like, sure, I have to show that I'm fighting back, at least a little bit. Just to show that maybe if they're not paying attention, they whiff and they are not fast enough on the next button, maybe you get to live a little bit longer. Who knows? It's just one of those things you just gotta sometimes just try it out.
Right. Game 5 of a Nago mirror.
It's all come down to this, Brad.
What? Nago players sleep in their jeans. So someone in chat, what is it? What? Is it because they need to be ready to go at a moment's notice?
Right. Or is it just because them wilding out is in their jeans?
Maybe. Oh my god, big counter hit 6P after the 2K check. We're seeing a lot of like 2K into, you know, follow-ups after. The 2K is serving as just like a check. It's almost like a down one.
Yeah,
down
yeah.
one and like
Oh, technically, and BF actually.
Oh, I was gonna say MK.
Oh, well, there too. Everywhere. Every other game that's not here. Even Melty Blood has it. Alright. Get a YRC out of there, but Idiosyncrasy has 50 meter, so still has a lot of opportunity to play around with here. No meter left on the TiredMage's side. Just gonna chip out until either the Blood Rage happens, which is a long way away, or TiredMage goes to sleep.
Right, up forward, gets away from the Beyblade. Idiosyncrasy is on set point here, and has now opened up with the first one string. Grab whiffs, big, beefy 6H start.
Oh my gosh. Idiosyncrasy playing so well right now. The burst, tried it out, didn't work out, but one of those situations was like, you just gotta try. You just gotta try. The next hit's gonna kill you anyway. Might as well go for it and do what you can.
Here you are.
Stealthily so.
Slow on the screen. Yep, stealthily sneaking in.
Yeah. And our first Leo. The first Leo this whole time, actually, too.
Yeah, that's another one of those buffs that I look at and I'm like, who decided what this character needed?
Who okayed that one? That's spooky. That's scary. How'd you come to this consensus?
Okay.
Oh, let the intros rock again.
Yeah, I love it. I love it at least once. Alright, but still, this could potentially be a difficult matchup for MFCR, because you still have to get on an axle. That part has not changed nearly as much. Just the game changes once Leo is in.
But I mean, the distance that Leo's DP covers is huge. Like at half screen, you have to start worrying about it. The burst bait.
Oh no. Okay, MFCR fighting out a little bit. Has 50 meter. Nice command throw. Yep, that's the big special change for Axel.
Sawarudo.
Yes, Sawarudo.
There we are.
Up
back out of the. Oh, wow! I was for sure expecting the air grab to close that out. MFCR gonna get the last hit. Yeah, we have the wall break. That will close it on this first round. But a lot of back and forth. Looks like it's gonna be another completely explosive round.
Right, exactly. Both been playing each other really, really well in this first gambit here. Let's see if Stealthy can come back with any sort of pneumatic themselves. They're baiting out a lot of the flash kicks, which is good. Just not getting any confirms off it. That's gonna hurt so much. MFCR has no reason to stop at this point.
Oh my god, that wrist gauge is pumped.
Oh my god, it's huge! But, you know, Stealthy's fighting it out right now, making sure that it does get the time to decrease. That's gonna be big damage right here, so much. Doesn't break the wall, but it opts not to.
Well, it doesn't go for... We're not seeing air throws either. We're seeing different choices being made here by MFCR. Perhaps to pump risk again, and then just to carry down to the ground. Like, you don't want to deal with the situation goes to air throw. You're just going to accept the ground situation. Gets the burst back, does Stealthy. Lands in the command grab.
Oh,
We got the World Tower again.
Oh, wow, what a setup!
Yeah, is that guaranteed if you pump it anti-air? Because it's been a comparatively consistent choice.
Yeah, you do have some landing lag in this game, so if you time it perfectly with the command grab and they land on it, they get caught, and that's just the end of that story, 100%.
Right. Trying to earn a little bit more space as Stealthy finds the throw.
Alright, I do like that MFCR didn't decide to just opt in and try to run in as much as possible, realizing that Stealthy is playing very, very well against Slayo more than anything else here. Just jumping out the right situations, blocking at the right situations, getting good patience on top of everything there, like that double jump, blocking the burst. Stealthy is playing so well in this matchup.
Alright, DP. MFCR needs to represent the DP so much of this matchup. 5D whiffs! Stealthy's late with the punish.
Good throw on the landing on top of everything else there. Stealthy taking the first round, or first match against MFCR.
And it's still wild, explosive gameplay. I mean, MFCR really just barreling through the mid-range, representing that DP is like, I'm sorry, this covers half the screen.
Right, and you have some slightly extended hurt boxes there, so I'm gonna take opportunity to just knock you out of the air like a swatted fly. Now, what they're... Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just a question of, like, I think Stealthy did find the rhythm there. It's like this, MFCR got one or two big hits, but Stealthy found the rhythm. It's gonna be a question of how MFCR varies up the approach enough to get the game going again.
Right, and I mean, despite their in-game name, Guerrilla Tactics, you're not seeing a lot of like the very guerrilla actions from them. They're not doing any like, you know, command dash runs or anything like that. They're not going straight into regular cross-ups. They're really respecting Stealthy the whole way through here. They're kind of counterplaying very intelligently compared to the name Guerrilla Tactics.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is like Leo on the surface is that crazy left-right mix-up character, but the fact of the matter is, it's not dissimilar to Geo, where it's like, alright, you can blow up these tools in these very specific ways, but because you have to, you watch for them so much that you sort of accidentally respect these other things, and it opens up this, you know, frame trap stagger game for him so well.
Yeah, and I believe you're right, and so like it results in, yeah, having to respect a little bit more because of those set staggers. So a lot less going in and a lot more just like waiting for that opportunity to see where the mistakes are. But Still is very good at forcing you to make mistakes as a player, and that's the whole intent of the design for sure. It's just building up every single situation that is just not a win for MFCR. It's just building up, and so much damage is being done.
Wow, finding the round is Stealthy and has burst now. When are we going to see it utilized? Okay, just goes for the backdash and the 5K counter poke.
Back again, jump backs again. God, it is so hard for MFCR going in. The 6Ps are definitely doing work, but Stealthy is just happy to play. Just do this over and over and over.
Oh,
nice
the cross-up,
throw.
that's like the first time the cross-up had been represented. Blue RC mix blocks the overhead, but gets caught low.
Again. Nice little rainwater there. Again. Abayo!
Man grab up, back out.
Alright.
The hit not followed up on, unfortunately, and now we're in the stance. Look at the defense. This is the stance. Has to burn the burst as MFCR.
Stealthy just jumping back at JS over and over and over again. And it just has not been much of a struggle this entire time to get those hit-by-hit situations on MFCR.
Oof. Okay, 2 games up here for Stealthy. Really doing a great job of meeting the intensity of Leo and really stymieing it. You know, and when MFCR does get in, Stealthy very patient defensively. We're not even seeing resources spent on like YRC. A lot of like
Right.
the uses of burst has been very intelligent. Like at one point there was a burst in that last game where the burst came after MFCR did the cross up. So the burst subsequently forced MFCR to get blown back into the corner and it surrendered a ton of screen space. There's like these minor optimizations and decision making from how Stealthy decides to make these choices where it's like it's more than just ending the turn. There's some sort of screen space coming out in his favor too.
Right, right. It's definitely a lot more than just defense. It's I'm getting out of the situation and I'm turning it against you at the same time, like both at once. And that is just it is a special skill set that only so many players really optimize, and Stealthy is definitely doing that extremely well here. Oh, there's that XP though. He's doing so much more for MFCR.
Oh, nice frame trap into the super. If it doesn't kill, it'll be close. It does not kill, but it is indeed close. The up forward, the lazy forward jump over the whiffed grab. MFCR with a round of
Definitely getting rewarded, and also we want to make sure we reward this good play in this tournament here. So make sure you hit that match arena. Leo the Troll, shout out, hitting that match arena. Definitely get those codes in there. Hit that button, just like Leo is right about right now. He's hitting the match arena buttons. He's hitting all of them.
There's the wall break, gonna get the positive bonus. What is the mix up after the fact? What is Stealthy gonna do? Stealthy's gonna eat that round position start button. And the red RC lazy forward drift after the blocked DP. MFCR with a game on the board.
That was so, that was so close to ground. I did not think that JS was going to come out. I 100% would have committed to just crouch blocking the entire time. Because I'm like, there's no way, there's enough time that Leo's going to get a JS before they land. Like, if it was JP, JK, okay, yes. But the JS was so visually confusing that I don't blame Stealthy's commitment to staying crouch blocking.
King Kong got nothing on him. I'm sorry, that hit me.
No worry. I saw it too. Jokes got jokes.
Oh.
God, that
Nice
makes
6 feet
again.
in. Oh my god, Stealthy finds the back throw. MFCR keeps leaving these wide gaps, and Stealthy gets away with the defensive back throws. Ooh, back throw through the cross up. I'm sorry, sir.
Oh. But on the other hand, MFCR doing very good anti-air situations with the flash kicks and the 6P. Not afraid of using either of those options, and it is panning out quite a bit. Oh no.
Your blue RC mix looks really good. Be a shame if someone PRC throw to blow you up for it.
So with the command grab here, gonna get pressed into the corner here. Doesn't get the throw this time. All right, this is MFCR's opportunity. Can they get Stealthy to block? Or the burst comes out. Yup, Jane catches and no FD on MFCR's side.
Real shame. Stealthy is on set point here.
Gonna go ham. Just gotta go ham sometimes. Nice 5K to stop the forward momentum again.
Just like Southpaw Flash subscribed again, saying, I love TNS. Yeah, well, TNS loves you. Thanks, everybody, for continuing to show the support. Stealthy showing that we're looking like it's going to go in to the winner side of top 12. We got Zarudo loaded, but MFCR is not ready for me to make that call preemptively. There it is.
Oh, just that half a second of forgetting, like, yeah, this is still on the table. It doesn't go away when you hit Axel. It stays.
Ooh, okay. We got some different characters on the screen. For once, no Nagos in this one. JanInH in Houston, H-Town on Potemkin, Kane, Kai, Kisuke on Kai Kisuke.
Yeah. I mean, Kaneki.
No big surprises there.
Now back to the corner here. Nice with the start of the match. Gonna get some good damage off here, along with getting them electro charge. Oh god, the poke game from Kaneki right now. Or Kaneki,
Yeah.
I should say.
Yeah, and Kai did get a little bit of love to his poke game as well. The far standing S reduced recovery. They did buff that duel.
Yeah, it is working so insanely well across all the cards that I've seen in the last few days. They are eating it up right now, but Jan also eating it up too, taking a lot of damage from this post game.
Right, we got the shock state was in place and up the backdash just like that. Jan no longer in the shock state, but we're seeing Kaneki represent that fireball game to try to ensure that it is up on the way in. There's the Garuda. Potemkin does not need a shock state to generate plus frames. You just need to hold down back. PRC mix. There's the plus frames on the Garuda. Again, just waits.
Jan! The only shock state that comes from Jan is, oh my god, how did you read that? And now Kaneki is shocked.
He really just sat there doing nothing, waited for you to up back, and met you in the air like idiot.
Yeah,
Like that was the like if I'm on the receiving end of that, I feel dumb.
And like you don't want to jump again like in that situation now. It's like, well, what if Jan does it again? Can I get caught with my pants down twice? Can I get caught without my rubber boots and get caught slipping a second time? Can my mental take that? And at least for me, as the weaker player, no, it cannot.
Right.
I'm on the ground.
There's a reason I sit in this chair. And
Yeah,
it's because
exactly.
I'm either gonna continue to do it forever and feel dumb every time, or I'm never gonna do it again and eat infinite Garudas or this command grab.
Yeah. I think that was unburstable too at that same time. A 2-way straight to another grab here, just animation after animation, all of it non-burstable. Jan makes a comeback after that very commanding first round from Kaneki.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. It's another one of those ones where like it's not dissimilar to what we saw from the previous Potemkin matchup on stream, where it's like we have a character whose entire focus is this mid-range poke game, and it's so tumultuous against a character like Potemkin, where as soon as it swings out of your favor, it's all the way out of your favor. So you're really grasping at straws the whole time you're trying to sort of balance that mid-range game. And Kai is less effective than Nago at sort of flipping that on its head and going, all right, screw it, I'm going to open up the offense then.
Right.
You know, Nago is afforded that opportunity. Kai is sort of shepherded in the other direction in some capacity with the fireball and the ability to generate the turns off the shock state. But hit and run is a scary prospect against this character.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot more gaps in between everything else, and especially with like, you know, the food arc and stuff like that. It's just like, cool, there's an option for you after certain specific points, and you can react to it. But on the other hand, Kaneki doesn't get much opportunity to react to what Jan's options are, especially when Garuda is on the table. Forced to burst for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that blue RC mix was looking like it was going to be a little scary. Goes in, opens up off the throw, and now we got heavy fireball OD. All right.
Oh, there we go. All right, so Kaneki is finally getting started here. Gonna get a little bit more meter back. Ooh, doesn't get the anti-air.
I like some of the adjustments that Kaneki has made here. The adjustment is opening up the throw game more, because if Jan is too comfortable just, you know, blocking everything out, letting the frame traps run their course, and not worrying about shock state in that way, then you really need to go to the throw game in order to open this up more for yourself.
And Jan, very, very good at being on the defensive. Very, very patient player when it comes down to it. Is willing to just kind of walk things out and kind of see what you're doing. And that's definitely something that will catch Jan off guard every now and then. And I think anything you can kind of throw into a defensive player's mental stack to say, this is a way that I can open you up, is anything that'll help in the very long run. Especially in a match where you have a first to three. There's a lot of time to adapt for someone like Jan.
Okay, Kaneki has the life lead now and comfortable just sitting in the back foot here, which is, I think, an interesting place to do it, because Jan is not in the position to really overextend and burn a whole lot of, you know, your health as a resource before going in.
Oh, well, there's a whole lot of the health as a reason. It's like, now we're even. Now you can't make any more mistakes, Kaneki.
That's a lot of bar on deck for JanInHTown. A full charge 5D once again catches it, so similar to the previous round. We got the PRC forward into the 5D, but it gets blocked by Kaneki. We still have resources from Jan, but we do not have the ability to block or live through that air fireball and a game on the board for Kaneki.
Yeah, Kaneki playing that last round with a lot of patience, just saying, okay, if you're going to play defensively, I'm going to take a lot of time to just throw stuff at you and make you think about stuff for a long period of time so that you're going to get a little bit exhausted. And once that little bit of exhaustion hits, you get some of those options like that run and throw, that uncharged RC 5D situation, and just kind of backdashing out and throwing a lot of stun edges to make sure that, yeah, you stay out, you stay away from me, and we're cool. Let's keep this social distancing.
Right. You know, Kai loves the fact that locals are back. Wants to make sure that they stay. Still wearing the mask, still maintaining that 6 feet.
Exactly. Gotta keep it safe. And Kaneki did a great job of keeping it safe during that second round. There we go. Oh, the first flick of the game. Oh, the arc again.
That's a big adjustment to represent, given how much of the defensive neutral from Kaneki was a fireball game in that last round. It's a lot of like go to the air, and you either get the fireball or the instant JD that cancels the air momentum and sends them right back down.
Right. And, you know, Kaneki did a lot of that in the first match also. And Jan wasn't biting for it very much. Just kind of walking forward a bit, blocking, and just kind of watching and waiting. And Kaneki did not get a lot of reward off of it except death.
Right into the throw, and it's like it's that throw game. Ooh, the late air backdash into the JH to close out the round. You were not ready for the overhead. You were expecting the empty low. I just know it. And the DP represented now from Kaneki. So now you have to worry on your own offense.
Looking really good for Kaneki right now. Pressing all the right burners, doing all the right pressure, and like all of Kaneki's options just push them out of Jan's range, and it is working so well for the most part. But now Jan has caught up and is going to do a lot more damage in return here. Oh, that wall struck!
Wow. I can't believe you got away with that. Oh, PRC. Are we going to get the whiff punish? No, straight into an up back. Another PRC. But Jan just represents the butt splat.
Yo, that booty shake though. Jan just tossing it over the 6P from Kai.
Right. Back to this neutral game here.
Flicked it right there. Just trying to play a little bit against this whole fireball game now. Jan is starting to kind of counterplay a little bit, and it is working out right now because that means that Kaneki cannot throw as much stuff as we want to for that kind of safe range. Oh, this is gonna be huge. Oh my gosh, you got so lucky, Jan, with that booty butt.
Yeah, RafTX also lucky with that gift sub from Jamal Seto. Gifted 218 subs to the channel. All right, I see you.
Yeah. You might not know because this is our first time commentating together, meeting each other, but Jamal Seto is my evil twin. We're both named Jamal.
See.
So, yeah, definitely my evil twin. Don't let the 218 subs trick you into anything.
If that's evil, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what good is.
No, you said it right. You said it right.
What I do know is what's good is RafTX gifting back to the community straight after with another gift sub, making it to Nari to Kid, paying it forward indeed.
Yeah, much appreciated, family. Thank you so much for supporting Tampa Never Sleeps. We're happy to have you here.
All right, 2-1. Jan up on Kaneki, but I mean Kaneki has a lot of options here. It's just the rounds where Jan is able to get in and Kaneki makes the incorrect choice, or when it goes away, which sounds like an oversimplification, but that is so much the matchup of these types of archetypical characters.
Right. And I mean, I have to go to Kaneki. Kaneki is definitely playing at a very optimal point. Very correct. Like, everything is correct. The structure is correct. The options are correct. But Jan is trying to disrupt that with these kind of off options. Like, in the late last game, there was that very late JD to the ground that punished Kaneki for trying to poke once Jan landed. And Jan's just ready for that slight bit of, you're trying to do this super correct. Case in point right there. You're trying to do the very correct thing, but I'm ready by a step ahead of this one.
Yeah, it almost seems as though Jan is like jumping with nothing, and then in response to the PRC is landing the butt stomp, just like Lena in response to all the gift subs decided to become a part of it, gifted another one to Crimson Fox 64.
Just as these two are trading blows, everyone's trading subs in the chat. You love to see it. Thank you for the support, everyone, as always. Keep up the love if you so can. And even pass it to the match Reno if you haven't clicked that button yet.
All right, are we gonna close that out? Okay, big fireball juggles. No burst spent from Jan. Content to carry it forward into the next round.
Let's rock.
That's fine. That's why I said Jan, like a player like Jan, because they're ahead of point right now in the entire set. So more time to really think about it is more time for Jan to even take the third or fifth round, I should say, throughout the whole set.
Yet another one as Give T-Hawk a gun with another gift sub to Butter Royale TTV. That's where we're at. Kaneki at a fantastic position here. Jan is gonna have to burst. We still got barred as Kaneki. There's the red RC. This is outside of throw range. But not anymore. It's not Jan. It's one more choice.
Ooh, I was thinking maybe that was going to be like a 5D push to the corner, running afterwards, but Kaneki trying to keep it safe there. Jan gets out, only has a little bit of life, and very little meters to do any FDs. It was a very, very hard ask for Jan there, and Kaneki is going to go up 2 apiece to Jan's 2.
Wow. And Kai is a really interesting character to me in the sense that, like, I feel like his biggest problem is that all of the individual things he does are just done like a hair better by someone else in the cast, so he just gets overshadowed. But in a situation like this, in the hands of a player like Kaneki, who is really able to utilize the fact that they can kind of do a little bit of everything, the simplicity of the game plan that we're seeing, like the hit and run is working, is like, straight back to this air-based fireball neutral, and then when you get the opportunity to go in, you can generate the plus frames after the fireball, and then, or after consuming the shock state, I should say, and then it's strike throw.
Yeah, it's like you sometimes keep it simple and just say, hey, if I can mix up this 50-50, it's still a 50-50 ultimately, and you have to make some sort of overcommitment. That's where the overcommitment comes in against a defensive player. Like when you have to make a 50-50 decision, and if you're wrong more often than you're right, then that just wears you down on the mentality side of things.
Right, and immediately back to the neutral. The turn is over, no overextension.
Yes, whatever they can get in. Oh, this side, not today, Satan. Your ass is mine, literally.
That is just a shame that we didn't get much off of the 2H, but we do get the links off of 5K. Jan finds the big hit with the PRC, but tries to get with the cheeky throw reset, the 5P from Kaneki, but gets command grabbed anyway.
But still going for it, Kaneki. That's what he's still saying active here.
Oh, the 2H has 2 hits!
Yeah, 2 hits, and that is gonna actually go through the super armor of the Hammerfall, or Slide Head, excuse me. I get the two mixed up all the time. Alright.
They're trying to anti like, Jan knows that they're not playing Chipp, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think Jan knows actually. Jan's moving like they're playing Chipp. They're making options like they're playing Chipp. But they aren't doing damage like they're playing Chipp, that's for sure.
Last round.
Oh, this is a hard way to start, but DP's out of it. Successful. Great broken ankles again. Ooh. And I think Jan's playing that very one step ahead situation right now against Kaneki, especially in a very scary situation like this, where it is your last time to succeed. It's just like you might as well kind of go a little bit more buck wild and try to get ahead of your opponent. And it is working out really well right now for Jan, even though Jan is on the back foot right now.
No, that was the scariest. But Jan, oh no, gets the Garuda counter hit, but is not prepared for anything after the fact. Kaneki with the burst now, and we're back to this neutral that had been working out decently well for Kaneki.
Yeah, JanInHTown just believing in the ability for Kaneki to burst right there in that very panic situation. And Kaneki stays put. And that is insane. That is insane patience from any player of any caliber. Kaneki showing the highest of levels.
That was a really interesting
love. Thank you again for that subscription. Much appreciated.
Right, back in the corner, has burst. Jan is gonna close it out on Kaneki.
What a match between these two. Definitely showing the highest strengths of both styles of characters. You know, like not a stew, not that much sauce. Of course not now.
I don't know, there might not be sauce, but there's definitely drip. It might be blood that's dripping, but there's drip.
There's this hella drip.
man. Duel 1.
I don't know what song is playing right now. I just became overwhelmingly confused. I was waiting for May theme and to roll my eyes, and I had to second guess it. This is top 8 Papaleo versus Stealthy.
All right. Back to the corner here. Stealthy being forced to block again. So yeah, I believe this is Jacko's on the answer question earlier. Oh, yeah, they beat me to it. Dang it. All right, Dolphin again. Now, I feel like with the way I saw Stealthy play last time, very, very keep out, very, very keep away, absolutely fine with playing that kind of close-ish keep out mid-range game. Papaleo does not accept that very well, and is very, very happy to just kind of rush in as much as possible. Case in point right then and there. So what will Stealthy do in turn to make sure that they can get either enough distance away from Papaleo or actually use enough Abari buttons to keep Papaleo out from making all the options that they want? Because this is what happens once Papaleo gets in.
Well, I think that's the thing, right? I don't feel like in Stealthy's last match we saw a lot of that Abare. It was a lot more of like a much more passive, patient defense and waiting for the right moment where the defensive choice you make sort of gives you everything you need. And, you know, not only is Papaleo sort of going to run over you in that sense, but I think the character kit is such that, like, May is perfectly content if you're just going to hold down back and wait for her to open up her offense enough for you, and then she just kind of won't.
Oh. I'm actually surprised that chain hit right there. I thought the Dolphin was going to go right under it, but nope, it was fine. It's okay. Stealthy gets around themselves too. Oh, there we go. Got a back dash out here. Nice again. Papaleo not getting in nearly as easy in the first match here, but nice 3K to sauce things up. Oh, Stealthy!
Okay.
Stealthy! Great use of meter, utilizing it to actually use a JD to get out of the corner, to use the momentum to move. That was so smart.
Yeah, one of those things that, ironically enough, you know, as a Zato player, that's something I think about using against Axel all the time. Seeing Axel use it, it's like, no, you can, please don't steal this power from me.
Right.
Oh,
and the best player I use it all the time, too. Oh,
yeah.
no!
Oh my
God, all the way down! No J2H! Oh, backdash from Stealthy, hyper aware of the situation of the PRC, super ready for it. That was amazing from Stealthy.
Hold on.
Holding.
I did not actually realize when that the second hit of the super landed, that it was 1 round apiece and Stealthy was going to be able to win the game off that. Okay. If I'm Papaleo right now, I'm pinching myself. Like, you've got to be kidding me.
Right, that hurts so much to the mental. But Papaleo, a very strong mental player, definitely see the post-game tweets and stuff like that, where they're like, okay, that wasn't right, that was supposed to be that, that's okay, on to the next one. And Papaleo has been a very consistent top 8 player in like all these online tournaments I've seen for like since the game has come out.
Let's rock.
Loading in as Low Manouti loads in the next sub 9-month chain. Buff Zato again. You know what? I agree.
How dare you? No.
No, I'll always take it. I don't think he needs it, but I'm not going to say no.
Hey, Brad, don't
Who
be
am I to
biased.
look a gift horse in the mouth?
You're going to get in trouble, Brad. Don't be biased. Well, while we're at it, we're above house too, so it'll be fine.
I mean, he needs it.
But right now, what Stealthy needs is an exit out of this corner. Tries to go for it. PRC puts them in the perfect position to punch the powerful princess in the face. I had no more peace.
I respect as far as you got. Papaleo. Yeah. Oh, you know what? The other P could have been Papaleo.
Yeah, God, it was right there. It was literally right there.
You had the chance, you blew it. Out of sight, out of mind.
There we go.
Stealthy closing out this round. So far looking real pretty. The command grab lands. Gets him in the spot. Loads up.
Oh, again, there it is. Can you reach
Wall
that?
break
like,
does not break the wall.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you can reach that. That might be too high. We're even for a super jump.
Papaleo, the party is starting. The volleyball whiffs. Finds the Alpha Dolphin going for a backdash as the defensive choice is Papaleo, but it's not Papaleo, rather Stealthy. It's not quite working. Finds the air juggle to close out the round. However, 1 round apiece in game 2.
Right. Papaleo at least recognizing that this is most likely a burst save combo. The thing with Axel is that on most of his chains, they're about halfway on the total length of move. Papaleo might have been able to burst early, but was it worth it? Probably not. Might as well go to the next round where you can assuredly use your burst instead.
Command grab catches.
No super cancel this time.
Maybe wants to wait, have the opportunity for a YRC.
Yeah, possibly kind of keep those options out there, make sure that you stay defensive. Gotta be on the forefront here. That does pay off in the long run, though. That PRC keeping Stealthy safe. Oh my god, what a throw. What a bait!
Baits the burst!
Oh! And I didn't think that combo was going to happen because I thought it was going to be an OTG situation, but still, those 3 hits do enough damage.
Wow, it continues to stealthily sneak in that last little bit of damage that they need in order to close out the round. Has been the consistent thing.
Yeah, just definitely riding all the wheels to the end, using the power of the axles to keep it all together.
The power of Zawarudo in the palm of his hand.
Yeah.
How's that for? That's a nested reference.
I mean, she said nested for some reason, and I'm like, oh no, that's an Earthbound reference. No, wait, hold on. I'm in too deep. I'm in too deep.
You got to try to keep up above in your head instead of going under.
Oh my god.
Duel 1.
You're right. All right, stop.
All right, 2 games up here for Stealthy.
Yeah, and none surprisingly on Papaleo's side. But not without trying for sure. They have been close matches overall.
Oh yeah, it's just Stealthy is just getting the better of exactly the right exchanges. Blue RC drift mix catches the up forward. I'm sorry, sir. You do not get to do that. Go right back down to the ground.
Alright, good Dolphin out of the corner here. Nice Bari Dolphin. Gonna get good damage back here. Maybe screen setup. YRC. Oh, and the damage after it too, on top of everything else.
Oh, catches the air dash. It was a late air dash, but it was a late scythe on the way back at Papaleo on set point to move up to the winners finals. Dolphin over on top of the comma.
Oh, again. Oh, almost baits it out. May press the button a little bit too early. Try to do an FD or something like that. But no, that goal is going to do a lot of work. Tries to go for the throw. Not today, Satan.
Or exactly today, Satan. I gotta tell you, one of these two is Satan. It is assuredly May. No whiff punish on the 2H.
Oh my gosh, there's so much damage. Stealthy can't be stealthed out of that situation. Papaleo keeping the eye on the ball and hits it perfectly. Knocked out of the park here. Staying alive here in this 0-2 set right now.
Right. Decent screen position here for Stealthy, so naturally he decides to open up the offense.
Command bro back here, push towards the corner here. Nice! That was a sneaky low on top of the beach ball. That was really good from Papaleo. And now it's going to have a lot of meter to pay with on going forward here.
Yeah, if Stealthy slows this down enough, all right, finds the red RC, and Stealthy is nearly has burst back, which will be huge. Papaleo positive bonus, sort of burning out, has to use the red RC. Oh, are we gonna die? No, don't get the juggle. And the burst used too aggressively, and Papaleo closes out the round and the game. 2-1 now, staying alive.
Yeah, and that's the kind of read that Papaleo needed to have the confidence to go forward in these remaining matches, because Papaleo has a long road to go. Has to essentially reverse 3-0 Stealthy from here on out, and Stealthy is a player who will play the long game, so you have to say, okay, I'm getting a little bit exhausted, we're getting a little bit further in the tournament, I have to keep the tension up somehow personally to be able to take out a player like Stealthy, who's just playing it very calm, very safe, very casually by comparison.
All right, I'm trying to think, like, Stealthy, it feels like Stealthy is right on the edge there. Like, that round could have been theirs. It was just the bad burst is, I think, what really clinched it.
And I'd agree. I think it was that last little situation where it's like a burstable situation because Papaleo did drop the combo, whether intentionally or not. I will not comment on it. But in the end, Stealthy did burst, and Papaleo was ready to be on the defensive because whatever that drop combo went at to, they decided defense is the way. But
Stealthy. the Stealthy perfect, the Stealthy down PRC to burst bait, the stuff that Stealthy is sneaking in to this gameplay, and I see Jamal Seto sneak in another gift sub. I've been informed you're the evil twin, so I know that you're sneaking around in the back there.
Yeah, how dare you? But no, really, thanks again, much appreciated. Almost to the 220 in terms of gifted subs. You love to see it. And you love to see Papa Leo land this combo right now, using the air super to break the wall. So much optimal right there.
Right, this is a tough spot to be in. YRC over the overhead kick. Papa Leo aggressively moving forward with the Dolphin. Stealthy gets blown up a little too close. The Dolphin catches him another 1 round apiece here. This is still set point for Stealthy.
And right now, Stealthy finds their back against the corner again. No meter actually jump out with this time, so the any sort of move is gonna really be overcommitted to it. Pretty much is the best way to put it, because can't cancel anything, can't burst anything. You just have to be able to hold it against a player like Papa Leo.
And this is tough. Like, the positive bonus now, it was exactly going to be that. You knew it was going to be slide into RC forward to really try to open up this offense. Really using the PRC, and just walks forward. Just a regular walk.
Right, just a nice day in the park and just checking out. Hey, Stealthy, what's going on?
Papa Leo rolled the dice and landed on 6.
Oh, that was absolutely amazing. Papa Leo really keeping it together here.
Jeez, all right. I mean, game 5.
Yeah, we're back at it again. Like another game 5 set.
Damn, Leo, back at it again with the game 5.
Yeah. does cartwheels through the Krispy Kreme. You love to see it. But now let's see if Stealthy can find the hole in Papa Leo's donut. That came out a little bit worse than I thought it was. But anyway, Stealthy gonna sneak up a win.
It's okay. We'll tolerate that one. All right, trying to be a little bit more aggressive, it looks like. Papa Leo, just the speed at which Papa Leo can really close through the screen and get in to start running the offense.
Actually, good burst from Stealthy on that drop combo there, but just Papa Leo still not letting Stealthy out of the corner here. They switch roles now. The turns have tabled. Now, punishes it. That's going to be good damage here.
Right, the question is, does Papa Leo end up spending the burst to try to preserve this round? The up back does not get a combo after the fact, unfortunately, and the forward run low profiles the 5P. Throw whiffs, but Stealthy not ready for the punish. PRC chases back. The throw whiffs, gets the back throw of his own. One more guess from Stealthy.
Stealthy gonna play it patiently though, not gonna try to risk anything here. At least small damage from May, as much as they can do, and the JH brings it on home.
Right, this is set point again for Stealthy, the 3rd time.
Stealthy's been getting in there every single time, but Papa Leo just pulls out just enough extra butter to saute Stealthy and just cook him for a little bit longer.
Look, everything tastes better with that little bit of extra butter.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. If they say it doesn't, they're a liar or allergic. Oh, here it is, the big damage, but gonna burst this time. Knows that they're close enough. Oh, I thought that avoided that. I thought that dodge Dolphin was gonna get a time stop, but fortunately for Papa Leo, it did not.
Real shame the time stop does not cash out. Neither does the gold burst. Papa Leo still aggressively moving forward, but very little on the table defensively for Papa Leo. Has the 50 tension, wants to spend it as the party starter, but having a hard time making it happen. PRC up drift, gets the throw.
My gosh, Papa Leo just has so much. Oh!
Papa, can you hear me? Gets the Dolphin, not the Dolphin, the Manatee with the volleyball, and we are going to the final round of the final game.
The thing was, Stealthy had the right idea, but that's just some of that matchup knowledge that you sometimes get in the middle of the match. Go, oh, that wasn't correct for some reason. In that case, but that time it worked. So maybe Stealthy was a little bit late on that 5P in the previous round. Oh, a little bit too early on the command grab, but still a very safe move overall.
This life is so even, both with pretty similar tension. Has the burst back on the table. The burst works, sends Papa Leo back to the corner.
Stealthy's trying to stay out.
Oh my god!
Oh, that is so dirty! That is the stuff that you say for this exact situation. That's good. But ruin Brad's desire to have a nice,
Yes.
clean number. Destroy it. By
I mean,
using...
it's not. I'm not saying it's clean. It might be the kind of number that spawns your evil twin. But what better game for Guilty Gear? Heaven or hell? Use another code and decide heaven. In the interim, Idiosyncrasy and Jan, another pot Nago match.
Oh, Jan getting that early command grab. Oh, backdash here. Nice 5H. Oh my god. Mike's right back. Idiosyncrasy putting Jan H in the corner. Oh, and what a... Oh, Idiosyncrasy pressed the button afterwards. That's so unfortunate. So much damage there. Going to BRC to try to be defensive. Can't get the air throw.
Oh, no. That was a spot. We've seen a lot of the Nagos tonight following up Beyblade in that situation, specifically into DP. Not following up after it, and in fact, letting Jan follow up after the fact. So many plus frames!
Yeah, just really burning through that meter that Idiosyncrasy had and just put them in such a bad situation that's like, cool, if I do one more Garuda, you're dead because you can't FD it anymore. But now what? What are you going to do? You have to make a really wild guess here. Oh, great back. That's the 6H this time.
Oh, wow, okay. That was like, really a lot of respect getting the close S. The just block from Jan on the up back, but I feel like that's going to communicate to Idiosyncrasy that like you need to be watching for these. We're not getting button presses there. You kind of need to represent that DP cancel and blow up the up back or the back dash.
Right now, Idiosyncrasy going for a little bit more of a poke heavy game, trying to make sure that they don't have to do anything too wild. Oh, that was a little bit scary. Yeah.
That's the same thing that cost Idiosyncrasy the first round, was the command dash back into the 2H, and Jan blew it up. That was that big counter poke, and it's something that you see a lot of Nagos go for when the expectation is that the other player is fearful of command grab and going for the up back, or going for an aggressive up forward or something, and it's like, it's not working out so far in this set. And I don't know if it's just that Jan has been right defensively every time, or if Idiosyncrasy isn't representing the right options to begin conditioning Jan. Like, I'm not sure what layer we're at here. I don't know if Idiosyncrasy needs to condition Jan, or if Jan understands the set play so well and the defensive calls are being made right. But it's somewhere in that gradient.
I would definitely say Jan as a player is very, very patient. It's kind of natural. He doesn't jump a whole lot. Just kind of tries to say whatever it is the most defensive option Jan will take. So I think kind of that pace on, okay, you did this very first move that's going to go into a dash cancel. I'll wait to see what you do. That's fine. That's not a big deal. So I think that's kind of the thing that pans out for Jan. And Idiosyncrasy is trying to be that one step ahead a little too far. But right now, it's going to be Idiosyncrasy one step ahead. It's the right direction in this round against Jan.
Gets the wall break with the perfect, much better round for Idiosyncrasy than we had seen. But, I mean, that's something that Nago has the potential to do.
Yeah, exactly. Very explosive character, known as the one-shot character as appropriately named. But Jan, definitely a playing character who plays in a very similar fashion.
Right, he's just, I mean, really, it's the longest coin flip you ever did see. Ooh, he's stupid. Up forward jump.
Yeah, you ignoramus, I got this. Let me get you some air grips.
Potemkin's air throw is just like, there's something so disrespectful about it. It's like, you see it, you feel like a dummy.
Right, it just does not make you feel good, and I love it. The death. 10 out of 10. On the corner here, 5P doing some work there.
Yep, Juggle's not ready to respect the last hit of the Rekka string on the far S, but continuing to cheat forward. Idiosyncrasy with the life lead, though. We are back at level 1 blood.
But has the corner also, along with a burst and 50 meter on Idiosyncrasy's side. They can play for quite a bit here, forcing Jan. But the big thing about Jan is they're not using meter. They're not using FD to push out Idiosyncrasy whatsoever and make sure that they save that meter for their own offensive play.
Slide head continuing to cheat forward. Lots of respect here represented from Idiosyncrasy. Up forward over the slide head, but lands and gets command grabbed.
And
found the 50 tension.
Yo, those knuckles of heat, baby! Great stuff from Jan. Now going up another point against Idiosyncrasy. Jan is just like, One thing I have to give about Jan is that just the way that Jan manages all their resources as a whole is so insanely good. And I think that goes with Jan's style of being very defensive, but not using things like FD, YRC, PRC stuff, and just really trying to save that meter for situations that's like, okay, this is my one chance to touch you or get into a good situation, or even watch what you're doing when I'm trying to be offensive, so I can continue to counterplay you on the offensive side. And I'll play the defensive game as simplistically as possible otherwise.
Yeah, it's very economically optimized. Like there's not a lot of fat to trim from the play. It's just like I'm not gonna, if this thing isn't gonna like get me exactly what I need, I'm not gonna use it.
Right, exactly.
Oh my god, that health bar! What happened?
Yo, Garuda counter hit is such a huge starter for Potemkin. Ooh, wow, great gold burst. Is Idiosyncrasy not going to burst this one? Definitely a huge life deficit. Might just wait for it here. Yeah, do it again into a mega fist.
Right. Jan looking at set point, staring down the barrel of it to go up against Papaleo in the winners finals. Idiosyncrasy is going to have to make this big comeback here. A strong start of the round, but you are not afforded the same luxury as Kaike's when we saw previously. The 2H with the double hits. No, you have the singular hits, my guy. But the combo into the super, gonna get the wall break.
Meter game for Idiosyncrasy will tie it up a little bit with Jan's 50 meter right now. So let's see if they can make the most of it.
Oh, damage, but again, it's like one of those things that's difficult. You don't have a great tool to blow through the armor as Naga.
Oh, charge 5D! It has not come out this entire round. This is going to even up life very closely for Jan. And with a little bit of a knockdown here, this is looking pretty good. Now the 50 meter is back, baby. Oh, but the JK!
JK, LOL, unless.
Yeah, yeah. GG, shake my hand.
Right, pressuring into the corner, backs off, and another one of those spots, these back command dash into follow-up limbs from Idiosyncrasy keeps getting blown up. No longer 2H, but now 6H to try to blow up. And Jan with the counter pokes.
Right, this is really on point there. Oh, there it goes, going into the far slash Rekka. That actually got the multiple hits that Idiosyncrasy needs to be able to break that super armor from Potemkin.
Forward, backdash makes the slide head whiff. Command grab. We're going to be able to cash this out. Do we have enough damage? No, we're not going to build up enough. The wall break will. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, Guilty Gear is a fickle game sometimes. You don't know when the wall's going to happen all the time, but Idiosyncrasy was ready for it nonetheless.
I was definitely looking to the meter and was like, are we going to get the super? And I was like, no, we're not, but we don't need it.
Yeah, absolutely not something on the table right now that is going to be on the Idiosyncrasy side, but Nagoriyuki doing major damage at every given instance.
All right, well, that's the start, but we're going to need to see more of that, and it wasn't... It's not like it was this wildly explosive, huge comeback from Idiosyncrasy, I think. Like, it's still going to be a long battle. One thing I will say is perhaps Idiosyncrasy has found that you're really not afforded the opportunity to do a lot of the cheeky backdash into, you know, your big counter hit button starters against Jan. So we're seeing a lot more of like 2S into 5H, immediately back into 2S and 5H, and forcing Jan to really respect that stuff.
Oh, Jan really has to respect right now. With on top of the meter and everything else, find them back into the corner. Idiosyncrasy gets a lot of time to play, getting that early gold burst. But Jan actually opted to not respect and gets counter hit twice for their troubles.
You want to see what's the starter? It is going to be into the command grab. Jan is not going to spend the burst. Going to get perfected. Idiosyncrasy, that was the round. When I said in the last game that we didn't see the huge explosive morale round, that was the big explosive morale round.
That was it right there, but amazing, on the other hand, amazing insta-block in the air from Jan, keeping the knee close to him and able to throw afterward. I know this is real good for Jan in turn.
Oh! Show him how pretty the sword is.
Right. Ooh, you can't just simply 5D me on wake up. Movies and slide in.
Oh
Oh, what
my
a
God.
good idea. The back
Ruda
dash
catches
too.
the backdash.
Burst,
Oh no!
Alright, let's get out the burst potentially, or maybe just get into a good reset situation because they couldn't make the combo, but still, this is absolutely winnable with Idiosyncrasy.
Oh, PRC? There wasn't a throw? One more poke will do it for Idiosyncrasy. Burst has been sort of nullified.
Oh,
There's the gold burst from
no.
Jan.
Oh, using
Right,
the
has
burst. They're using every single resource that they have right now. Goes for the go for all of it out of the meter. Jan just is going to die there for chip damage, and now Idiosyncrasy is tying it up 2 apiece. Another 2-2 match.
Hey, Idiosyncrasy had the resource to burn in the blood gauge and elected to spend it. What a great choice. Letting that chain rip as long as humanly possible.
Right. And taking an eye onto the wow, I almost said faultless gauge. I'm like, that's not what it's called. Taking an eye at the meter and realizing that Jan was running out. Now it's a race between, can I get all this out before Blood Rage, or are you going to die before then? So it's like, let's find out. We'll see. We'll race.
Yeah,
We're playing
I
our
mean,
peak slips.
even when it does, even when blood gauge does fill, if you're still in the chain, you can be a buster and let that rip for a really long time.
Right, absolutely. Ooh, great 5D from Idiosyncrasy. That was a perfect range for that.
Right. 2K2D, party starter. Burst gets baited. Not a whole lot of resources or damage out of it, but the big counter hit has the PRC on deck. Are we going to get the wall break? No, we get the reset 5D PRC on wake up.
That was going to watch takes that PRC there, so that worked out really well for Idiosyncrasy. But this is looking very, very difficult to deal with. Oh, but defense from Idiosyncrasy right now.
Yeah, this is another one of those economic rounds. Like, your job here is to get as much of your burst back as humanly possible before the next round starts. But Jan closes out the round on set point to move on to finals, rather. The with punish via the buster.
Yeah. What the heck? Jan!
Do I give you 2?
Another one. Oh!
That's gonna do it. Jan, 3 decisions. That was 3 hits, 2 command grabs, and a 5D whiff punish.
Right. It's back in again, baby. It's so nice. And thanks to the people like Tong, we can all enjoy it from the comfort of our home. So much love to Tong. Definitely support the channel if you can. And if not already, support the Matcherino. Jan's doing it, you should do it. That's how you get the big brain.
VickiViper versus Advance, the battle of the yellow glows on your name. I don't even know what the hell those are. I don't know what that screen tearing and slowdown is either, but Advance not dissuaded, gonna finish his plate. Unfortunately, spends the burst in the interim. Big counter hit as they advance behind the shadow clone.
From here, right into the super, gonna break one on top of everything else, and the meter gain will be nice for Advance, especially with VickiViper not at the meter quite yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. You guessed incorrectly.
Yeah, time to die.
Right, plus frames. Blue RC drift mix.
Ooh, Advance, your defense? Good stuff from Advance, really keeping it all together there. But is down a burst for this match here? So that's very scary as a chip player where, yeah, one hit against a character like Giovanna can definitely end 90% of your life.
I think the difference is Giovanna's game plan is so thoroughly grounded that, like, if Advanced gets started, the pace that they play at is just like, I mean, the DP isn't a real DP, and you can zip around the screen so much. But that being said, VickiViper's having a great start so far. Gonna get the DP gets blocked. VickiViper answering back with a round of their own.
Right. That is just such a good safe jump. And once again, Vicki, she's just super confident in everything she does, and definitely will set that up perfectly, dang there every time. Okay, fine, Vicki, fine. You know, just show off on stream, why don't you?
Oh, 2K went for the anti-air, doesn't quite get it, so we counter poke through anyway. Has to blue RC drift, does advance to get back. Vicki still with 50 tension here. How are we going to elect to use it?
With that one hit, there it is. There it is. Might be a little bit short on damage, but still, one more mix-up will do it. And Giovanna has a lot of good one-off mix-ups. Oh, there we go.
Or,
Nice.
or we can just 2P.
Yeah, just knock the knees up a little bit. Yeah, amazing stuff with VickiViper though. Holy crap! Being able to air throw the upward alpha blade is an insane ass. That is so good. VickiViper was just ready for it, and that's the only way you're gonna be able to throw that. It's not a reaction-based thing.
No, I mean absolutely, and just. I was pointing out that, you know, Advanced has this great movement and this ability to really dart in and out and make it more difficult for the more sort of traditionally linear approach on the ground that Giovanna kind of has. But VickiViper, from round 2 on, really was just kind of like, yeah, but what if I'm just better, Brad?
Yeah.
You think so little of me, but I'm nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, damn, you're nice.
Whoa,
Sorry.
You are nice. My apologies. Please don't come into my games. I can't win against you. Oh my gosh, but Advanced trying to show right back off, saying, no, my name is Advanced for a reason.
I love that use of J2K backed up like the slightest back super jump into the J2K to blow up VickiViper for dashing forward.
Right, just putting the wall out in front of VickiViper and just really covering that option super, super well. Right. Ooh, good counter from Advanced. Kind of doing a very good time Bari there. Now, once again, VickiViper finds himself in the corner. Good burst, trying to keep that corner still. Oh, again with the PRC! Just using that grip to get that nice J2K pressure back on it again and everything like that. VickiViper really finding their back toward the corner here. Not to really get much started here, but gotta start small with that throw.
Oh wow, okay, the late cancel into the more traditional ender. Gold Burst gets blown up and Advanced finishes. Subsequently, 1 game apiece.
Advanced is doing good work right now against VickiViper. Actually, the first time that we've seen in any of these matches that Vicki's really had to slow down a little bit more and try to use those kind of one-off situations to start opening up her opponent. And Advanced is still ready for those situations on top of everything else. Just really understanding what feels like understanding Giovanna's frame data and what can be disrespected and what cannot be disrespected. And now that Vicki realizes that Advanced knows that, she's starting to peel back a bit. She's not throwing out as many kind of wild counter hit-esque moves because she's getting caught in those kind of frame traps and being trapped by the frame trap.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of clerical stuff being discussed, but 1 game apiece here still so far. It looked like Advanced wanted to go and report the round for themselves, but now we're just gonna load right back in. We all see the verification is our eyes and ears.
We're here. Don't worry. We watched the match. We're good to go.
We are bearing witness.
Yes. But appreciate Advanced for trying to keep it logistical.
Yeah.
That's clean. We might want you on the TO side someday with that sort of respect to the bracket.
Ooh, round start S. I'm sorry, I control this space. Oh, that is an unfortunate trade. That did a chunk on Chipp.
Chipp just wanted to play too, but got decked for their troubles. All right, nice throw from VickiViper. Keep it a little bit more simple. There we go. Nice block, but no nice punish. Jumps out of it. Advance is so ready.
He's operating on another level. Some might say he is advanced.
Yeah, advanced beyond that.
Oh,
Just
what's gonna happen?
Gonna get blown up for 1 billion damage and the confirm into the corner here. Now the confirm into EMP Tuggle McMuscle Buns with the resubscription for 10 months. Yo, hello chat, how you doing too? Thank you for the support as always. For Tampa Never Sleeps.
I'm so happy that you said the name because I wasn't saying EMP Tuggles McMuscle Buns with a straight face.
Oh, well you did anyway though. You did it the best you could. Also, that's the best thing I might have said all day today, quite honestly.
Advance continuing this advanced offense, but the IAD out from VickiViper. Vicki continues to demonstrate a great knowledge of the tools at Chipp's disposal and picking these great spots to navigate out and make the call.
Oh my gosh, JJ again tries to get a little bit tricky there. Advance cannot do it, but now the bait first again, but VickiViper not missing the pushing this time.
Advanced is getting burst baited a whole lot in that game. Like the amount of fear and hesitation defensively, and it makes sense, right? Geo steals these turns back for herself super effectively. One of the things that, like, I mean, you can try to counter poke, like sort of the RPS at the base level is like if you see the specials, you counter poke to blow up the ones that steal the turn back. But that is especially scary as Chipp. So you are going to tend towards the bigger defensive choices. And again, VickiViper knows, like, they know the score. Yeah. They know where we're at here.
And I think this is going to be one of the opportunities where we see VickiViper really throw out the crazier options like here, the really big damaging options to kind of just hurt that spirit a little bit. And like, even if VickiViper would not win this match right now and go on to the next match of the tournament, she's done enough work to say, I'm crazy. You have to deal with this for another 2 matches max at minimum. So congratulations, enjoy your stay at the Luli Hotel.
I got you for 2 matches. That's 2 more matches of playtime.
And you're even seeing that dash under DP attempt from Vicki. It missed out, but that's the kind of stuff that Advance had to look at and be like, oh, I almost died right there. Oh my gosh.
All right, VickiViper closing out the round, set point, advanced tournament life on the line as this is the loser side of top 8, and every guess going the way of VickiViper. Is the burst going to get baited again? The late cancel straight into the wall break, not even spending the 50 tension on it. Are we going to see Spiral Arrow round start? Gold Burst works out for Advanced this time.
I'm a little surprised the K9 Cannon was not canceled, but VickiViper, it opted for jump super and catches the jumper for Advance, and it's over. Once again, that power of VickiViper, just complete confidence, complete ability to just use those kind of bigger, very rewarding moves. All right.
Now, I have to actually scroll to her patch notes, but didn't they make it, they sped up, they reduced the recovery of, H, and I don't know the names of moves. What is Lust Shaker? Which one is that?
That's her multi-hitting, like Hunter hand slap move. That's the best way to put it. Yeah. But beyond that, I think it's just the S disc that got a little bit.
They made her block pressure better. I see.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. Ending in Lust Shaker is a little bit more option than just, well, dang it.
Nagoriyuki, duel 1.
Oh my god, so there's finally a Millia on stream and we get Geo theme? Alright.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff.
Yeah, somebody's mixing my ears today.
Alright, backdash.
Oh, TiredMage sitting so dangerously close to full blood, but the close slash anti-air to the drop combo on the red RC though.
Wire's gonna keep Yurikov alive. Let's see how much they can push this. If they can even get the burst off of TiredMage, that will be a win for the set itself. Alright, this is looking good so far. Nice throw. Blocks the YRC throw again. Oh my god, Yurikov!
Are we gonna do it?
Yo, no!
What? Smacking her out the air like a gnat.
Finally tired of everything and using that black magic to use that 5P to knock Yurikov out of the air at the very end.
Radio Red Mage in chat, it's not real off throw. I think TiredMage put that together in a little bit. Radio Red and Tired crossed streams for just a second, and we had Radio TiredMage understood.
Oh god, I was a little bit scared. Like, oh, did you miss Yurikov? Okay, it's fine.
Okay, anti-air 6P, walks the cross up, YRC. Oh, the YRC actually catches the command backdash.
Alright, Yurikov getting a much cleaner round this time against TiredMage.
Okay.
Gonna backdash out here. Ooh, okay, TiredMage actually gains some pretty good trades against Yurikov. It is paying out so well because Yurikov can't get their game going on top of taking like 1 billion points of damage at the same time.
TiredMage is so fearless of the Blood Rage.
And I have to actually give it to TiredMage. TiredMage has actually been confirming Blood Rage has been opening up the opponent like more than once. It has been a non-zero chance that TiredMage will open you up. Whereas I feel like a lot of Nagoriyuki say just cut their losses, back up, and try not to get themselves punished so they don't take any extra damage. TiredMage
I was gonna say the same thing. It's so often it just ends up being like they just kind of hit 5H over and over again until Blood Rage goes away. And Blood Rage just sort of ends up this thing where it's like, all right, Nago's about to lose 50% life and nothing's gonna happen for 7 seconds. And TiredMage is like, I'm sorry, you just gave me a super that will kill them. I'm gonna use it.
I think TiredMage's whole MO of playing Nagoriyuki is hitting that damn super because they have confirmed it like every time.
And I mean, you have that super, you want to use it. Blue RC, all right, we meet that with the PRC, but unfortunately in the scramble after the fact, Yurikov gets away with the throw. Are we dead? Oh, we have bar where we should be dead, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Has to burn the red RC.
Oh no,
a combo drop, but the throw does it.
Yeah. Yurikov very good on throws, honestly. Has set up good throw situations the entire time. Giving the gift of Nick, just like Lena Tro gave the gift of sub to Jan. Definitely well deserved with how Jan's playing here tonight. So much appreciated. Appreciate the support as always, Lena Tro. Keep loving the community because the community loves you.
Oh, it isn't. Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
TiredMage is getting a lot of like the big party starter openers in this game as well, to like the counter hit 2Hs or the anti-air close slashes. Jesus, TiredMage is not afraid. I'm sorry, not driving tired at all. Seems aggressively moving forward.
Another anti-air again. You're trying to be fans with it. Oh no, gets punished for it. And because the person is punished, there's no chance of that person coming back before anything else happens. Oh no. And that's going to do it. Yurikov checking out the Hotel of Life, but we have rented names here doing 14 whole months of subscription. You love to see it. Thank you for the support as always. Name for rent. Happy to have you here. Kick back, relax, and continue enjoying the stream.
I mean, 2 games from TiredMage and Yurikov. I mean, maybe need to grab another Modelo.
Yeah, will 2 Modelos be the magic number? Or has the 1 Modelo been too much? We don't know.
You gotta hit the Balmer peak. I don't know what the analogous term in the FGC would be, but whatever the FGC's version of the Balmer peak is what you should be fishing for.
One way or another, Yurikov wants to get there anyway, if it includes another Modelo, that is. So let's see how this match goes.
Oh, Blue RC gets punished. TiredMage with the command grab.
Gonna fight out a crime and stealing that one all at the same time.
Right, we are on set point for TiredMage. Okay, the 2K in the link after the fact. This is so much damage. Gets the wall break. Yurikov with basically no resources to close this out.
Yurikov has to get right 16 times, damn near 16 times. Like 50 meter, push up TiredMage. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. And Yurikov goes out at the center of space.
Jeez, was it Idiosyncrasy or was it TiredMage that was the one who had blown up Kenshin? I'm wondering, for the sake of the matchup familiarity.
TiempoGris, actually.
Maybe you're right. There was no shortage of Nagos. Like, it could have been literally half of the bracket was Nago.
Right now, there's a 50% chance it is a Nagoriyuki. Oh my god. Right now, 50s, he is winning all of them. Baits out the burst. VickiViper will probably die from this. Will die from this. Correction.
My god, every Nago is just like, yep, I think it's time to turn on the juice.
Right. Maybe they're all drinking Modelos, and that's the secret for the Nagoriyukis.
Oh, the Shadow Clone chases the backdash. I'm sorry, Vicki. You're on Geo and you're a dash-centric character. I'm gonna call out the homies to close this one out too.
Now on that level 3, getting some blood. A little bit. Exactly what was needed, but Idiosyncrasy going for a throw on wake up against VickiViper with 50 meter. What a brave play.
Jeez, these explosive, absolutely explosive Nago rounds. Like, you don't even really have time to sort of process it.
Mm-hmm. And Vicky's definitely kind of process matches like that. Definitely like to say, okay, where can I stick my wild side back into these matches? And I don't think VickiViper had the opportunity to even be like, oh yeah, this is a mix-up that Idiosyncrasy is used to, or that's a mix-up that definitely has caught them off guard multiple times. She doesn't have that information going to the second match array, and that is going to be huge against a player like VickiViper who plays off of confidence of knowing what they're doing works.
I just double-checked. TiredMage was the one that we saw low over Kenshin. So we've watched the other Nago in this top 8 is staring on the barrel of an Axel matchup, and that went incredibly in their favor last time. But back to this match, that wrist gauge looking pumped. Spends the burst, does Idiosyncrasy to maintain the position here in the corner. And now, I'm sorry, I hope you enjoyed blocking, because I got you more blocking.
Right. Walks out the first in. All right, this throw is the first opportunity that Vicky's got. What can she do with it? Good, this is very good. This is super good. Trying to match the damage a little bit. You see, still position you with the meter and level with it.
Alright, we're about to get some meters, so we're going to see some mix-ups. YRC from Idiosyncrasy, VickiViper with the blue RC, and the blue RC actually is what affords them the opportunity to win out in that trade, because the 2P was on the way out from Idiosyncrasy.
Yeah, that was very, very good. Blue RC actually makes the VickiViper 5H, but full-ass damage. Now, this is the moment that VickiViper was waiting for clearly. She's starting to get her grip for the match now.
Okay, this is that tricky Geo stuff.
Nice empty jump low, gonna go straight to super unburstable. There was a burst on the table in the first place. Viper, he is on fire.
My goodness. Those and once again, I'm literally like, hold on, that was the game? That was alright. Y'all know that this is a 2-player game, right? Like, we're not supposed to be just showing each other like, yeah, well, what if I did this?
Right. This is a Smash 64 combo exhibition. Although it would be really cool if the FGC hosted that. So, you know, take my idea, please. But VickiViper definitely putting on a show for all of us here.
One game apiece.
Comes back, or they just it is crazy instead of Crusty. They're swinging, they're going for it. Nice throw, good punish. Oh, the back pass.
I think there is one player in this top 8 who is not swinging as the de facto decision, and it's Jan.
Yeah, Jan is defense on the de facto decision. Alright, not gonna burst this point, so let it go. Split of a life deficit, which is completely understandable. Gonna save for the next round. Oh, wow.
Wow. Oh my god, and it juggles? Alright, I see you.
That counter hit does work.
Oh my god, the dash momentum. Is this... Okay, that's not dead on the wall break, but it's one more guess. We got Oki. Are we gonna chain into the Brave 6P?
Doing it. That into the throw. Very simple, but very smart and compact the entire way through. Here, the Idiosyncrasy. Ugh, I've been saying that so much. Oh my god.
The cross-up keeps working here for VickiViper. Wow, okay, an interesting interaction on the JK. JK LOL baits the defensive choice there from VickiViper, stuck in the corner. Ooh, command grab, I'm sorry.
Oh!
Full charge 5D. Are we gonna bait the burst? No, we're not, but we'll take the burst.
Oh no! He hits the button, gets pushed to the corner here. This is Liquidity now from Vicki. Oh, back down. Okay. Oh
What?
no! Oh no!
What did she do? Not block.
I think legitimately, Idiosyncrasy just actually caught the very end of the backdash, just barely at the end. But either way, I'm sure Vicki, she's not happy with that at all. She was probably like very confidently saying, "I'm going to bait this out." Did the right option, and then you still died to it. That's bone-shakingly frustrating for sure.
Oh my god. 2 games to 1 here for Idiosyncrasy up on VickiViper. But it, like, I will be shocked none if this round explodes in VickiViper's favor. Because the mix-up decisions have all been there. It's just both of them are absolutely running over the other when they start. Oh no, the hurt box extends just high enough up that the 5S chain works, and Idiosyncrasy catches that early wall break. What did I say? There's the spiral arrow start.
Alright, it was super good. One right there, knock all the way from the other side of that. Oh, and that's gonna on entry. This is so favorable for Vicki. Idiosyncrasy probably not gonna burst this one. Gonna stay alive for one more mix. But 100 meter on deck. Let's see what crazy stuff that Idiosyncrasy.
I mean, Idiosyncrasy can afford to do, oh no, can afford to do anything except get complacent on the back foot and get thrown. The choice there was to wait for the opportunity to open up the ground game with like far H into command dash and red RC or something. So VickiViper takes to the air where Idiosyncrasy doesn't have any of those options and bypasses the meter advantage altogether. You were not ready for the cross-up overhead, nor were you ready for the anti-low.
Vicki is now turning on the guns right now, and just firing all sorts of new kinds of bullets everywhere in this match. He's so good. Looking up this time.
Whips! Oh no!
Combo. VickiViper now 2 apiece against Idiosyncrasy.
Idiosyncrasy really... Oh my god, that was gonna be their round. It was gonna be their round, that blood rage.
That was so unfortunate. The parry end like that, and Vicki just calmly walks up. Once again, Vicki is confident. So just saying, okay, I already rushed to make sure I land this. It's like, oh, you're in negative frames. Watch this. Watch this.
Jeez. 2 games apiece. I hope that y'all have been enjoying this TNS tonight. We got a couple more games left for you, and I absolutely believe that all of the rest of them are going to be about this explosive, because it's been the whole evening.
All big for and here. Oh, nice. Follow up. There we go. Gonna get some great corner damage. No wall slap. This will do it. All the super's gonna get bursted though.
I mean, that's worth. I mean, Idiosyncrasy needs this. It's just it might be a shame. This is another one of those spots now where it's like, all right, wait, take your time, counter hit, far H, just like that. We're in the opposite corner.
No,
blood rage.
Blood rage time. You have to make this count. But Vicki is going to miss go patiently. Gonna let it rock.
Yeah, Vicki's not gonna do anything.
Oh, just using that 5P to make sure that, yeah, if you're going to try to delay that at all, I win. I'll take the trade, that's fine.
Alright, 2P check. Idiosyncrasy trying to find some of these spots to maybe swing back. I think that's maybe one of the things that when VickiViper's offense has been starting, Idiosyncrasy hasn't had a whole lot of great opportunities to try to swing out. Gets the command grab. Gets the second command grab. Do I see 3? No.
Cancel. I believe you can cancel the bite. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you can cancel the bite.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah. A little bit
maybe he was worried about the burst, but then like you could have done it and then waited to see the burst?
Yeah, maybe just a little bit. Maybe just a missed opportunity, maybe not looking down at the meter, just kind of focus on the situation at hand. It is still tournament. There are still nerves that exist. Oh, the 2H finally works. Gotta call out.
All right, this is huge. The last hit of the Rekka chain works. We're gonna get the wall break with this. That is gonna do it. Idiosyncrasy is going to close out the last game. VickiViper out at 5th.
Great stuff from VickiViper, though. Definitely always showing the power of Giovanna the entire tournament.
And if it is anything reminiscent, then that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, but I mean, Stealthy has made it this far, so let's see. Let's see what happens. Oh wow, a 2P to start off the match. All right, Stealthy is already like a step ahead of other Axles that I've seen in this matchup. Knowing that 2P as a starting point, that's brain genius right there.
Great, really active in the neutral so far, and it's working out great. And I think that's the thing that maybe we didn't see represented as much from Kenshin. I feel like Kenshin was on the back foot fairly early.
Yeah, it's definitely on their backs to the corner for most of the time, and that's just where TiredMage came in entirely. But Stealthy is moving around the screen as much as they can, doing the right burst, right not, and just gonna punish Super. Oh
no! No, it was a burst bait. It was a burst bait.
It's a burst bait, but I feel like the throw would have done a lot better there for that situation. But it is what it is. Definitely did fight. Good stuff from TiredMage not using the burst there.
Continuing to just try to navigate. I mean, Nago doesn't have this great air movement. It's just kind of like Nago needs to get to the spot on the screen and then get Axel to block one thing. Oh, is that going to be a bait, or are we going to see Stealthy get away with it again? No, we are not. TiredMage is ready to punish that.
Right over it. Just no problem. All hurdles. Just getting right over it. Double jump from Stealthy. That was so good, but unfortunately getting gripped on the ground.
Yeah, Stealthy had done that a lot. We saw it in the matchup against Papaleo as well. On the other side, there was a lot of double jumps, like a late double jump to make the attempt to air throw them.
Yeah, be hyper aware of it. Stealthy is there. Stealthy is aware. Okay. Press. The punch is real this time. The first time, absolutely. Had the life for at least most of the time there. Oh! Oh! I'm not sure if that's automatic because the burst, the blood rage was gone, and there'd be the animation for getting rid of putting the mask back on. But I don't know if you command grab on Okezeme if you can escape that or not. I'm not sure. I've just never seen that situation before.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I had assumed like when the mask goes back on, it like freezes everything and he puts it back on. I don't think that has recovery. I don't know.
But maybe they thought the mask was gonna go on like white when they landed, and it was just like that half fraction of a second. I was like, no, sorry, you have like 2 more frames up on blood rage, so you just jump and now. Okay, nice Beyblade there, just jumping over the low. Beyblade's such a good move in utility. Fast, zero block, cancels the move, but also a top overload. Rage is back, baby. Oh, what a confirm! This is gonna be damage baits up.
And it baits the burst. Are you actually kidding me, Tired? You know why TiredMage is so tired? Because their brain is doing all these calculations all the GD time.
Oh my gosh, TiredMage taking that first round in the second match, playing so strongly. Here, nice, good play, Beyblade.
6H really churning a lot of that. Okay, the frame traps off the 2K now working in their favor.
That fight, Peter is being kept down for a little bit longer, but now it is decent. Oh, there we go. Nice anti-air Stealthy. Finally can get them back out of the corner if they so decide.
Yeah, I think Stealthy, what that anti-air tells me is that Stealthy has recognized that TiredMage is going for that quote-unquote instant overhead whenever they have that 50 tension and they have you in the corner.
Right.
I'm not going to call it instant, but it sure hits way faster than you anticipate to come from Nago. I'm going to get the punish on the Blood Rage. And, I mean, the aggression with which TiredMage plays on that blood gauge is continuing to be a problem for them.
I agree. Like, it's in these bad situations now, TiredMage and an otherwise very, very good game plan. I don't think TiredMage is really managing that meter as much as they possibly could be. Baits out the burst though, doesn't matter here. Just gonna do huge freaking damage with that level 3.
Yeah, I am shook that that Beyblade hit as far up in the air on Stealthy as it did.
That move is good, Brad. That move is good. Just does everything. Hops over lows, hits high. Just, it's a slap chop of the FGC world.
All right, are we back at the lobby for no? There's no character change. Just going back to the lobby like usual. I wondered not because of the lobby, but because Stealthy stepped away from the cab. So
Yeah, just weird resets though with the online plays. Like, yeah, it's best to just step away for a little bit and just be like, yeah. But still, great stuff so far here for both players. Stealthy and TiredMage really going with his expertise.
the 2P at round start again from Stealthy. I mean, with the range of it, it's not a bad option to be representing against Naga.
Right. Like, the damage is still at a tie against you right now. So I think if you get that next level, like, okay, I stopped you. What do I do next?
I think what you do next is you play this neutral game that Stealthy is doing such a good job at. The command grab doesn't quite land, has to spend the PRC for safety.
Right now, like, TiredMage is actually, what an air throw. TiredMage is doing a great job jumping over a lot of Stealthy options. Stealthy is not doing good enough compared to
Okay, I think the hope was like, I don't even know, is that a setup where like the 2H could juggle off the 2K if it hits in that spot and they were just late? I've never seen anything like that. Maybe it was just hope on the 2H hitting counter hit. Oh no, is that a fat finger burst?
Oh, maybe, but maybe just getting out of the situation too. It definitely worked. No damage for the damage was taken, so can't argue with what's there. TiredMage is in a better position because of that burst than they would have been without. Oh no!
I see the startup of 2S.
Yeah, that was most true success. TiredMage, good agency. This is a lot of opportunities. Big one.
Oh wow, that's a huge 2H. That's gonna close out that round there for TiredMage. We are tied up in this game 3 now, 1 round apiece.
Alright. Stealthy not pressing any buttons on the opening of the gambit of the match here. Now have right back to the corner here, trying to fight their way out and successfully do, putting TiredMage back in the corner. There's so much real estate to be able to jump around with and just keep at a very, very good clip away from TiredMage. Nice throw.
Oh, Blue RC drift combo into the overhead and it works!
That was so good, but unfortunately doesn't get the recipe confirmed for the wall.
Right. Look to the blood gauge. Okay, with all these locked 6Hs, TiredMage securely in level 2, finds the up forward through the command grab, but Stealthy going to get the punish and close out this game 2 here.
Great stuff from Stealthy. Like, Stealthy played that so well. Getting out of the corner, using all that extra real estate to just jump back, do a lot of poke buttons, really sort of catch a little bit more on TiredMage's jump-ins, but it's at least enough. Not doing a great, like, perfect job, but, like, just really making enough so that TiredMage is getting a little bit exhausted from all that jumping.
All right, how is TiredMage going to continue to navigate this to try to close this one back out? Or is Stealthy going to continue to thread the needle and just operate outside of the pocket of what TiredMage is bringing to the table?
Yeah, the match starts out from the get-go. All right. Ooh, wow. Beyblade was under the rainwater. That's insane. That's the first command grab we have seen in such a long time, Matt.
Well, the first that's landed, certainly. TiredMage has been ready to up forward out of them, but maybe.
Mage getting tired.
Yeah, perhaps. It's getting late here on the East Coast. It's TiredMage's bedtime.
Right.
Command grab the second. We got the install, and here we are. Show them the world. This is the stance, is how I'm gonna put it this time. But the combo drop, that is unfortunate. That was not the stance.
No. Like, Stealthy's last stance at this rate. So much damage on the table here, and it has to be able to get out one more hit, and that's such a scary prospect. But managing to do it so far, good
Rage.
but no.
Oh, and now he's gonna get to punish it. No, he did. He mistimed it. He could have gotten the blood rage.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it catches on landing with the FT situation. Stealthy staying alive here, going on match point.
Right. TiredMage gets the round start win here so far. Straight back into the corner. Counter poke 5k 2D there from Stealthy, and now we've got a little bit of room.
Oh, nice request there. Nice! That was so late. TiredMage probably thought they could press the button and use a nice Beyblade to get that really nice 5P though.
Oh my god! That PRC into the juggle, but the blood rage works. We have to worry about burst. The PRC makes the burst bait.
Stealthy doing so good yet again, doing 3-1 against a player like TiredMage. So I'm very curious to see if the slight changes edges out for Jan this time.
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting sort of thing to try to evaluate, right? And to be able to look back over this, you know, somebody with more time than me will be able to really dissect and be like, how much of the difference in how this matchup goes is a result of these changes. Jan off to a strong round start here already. Papaleo stuck in the corner. A whole lot of respect for the walk forward.
Oh, this is scary. This is very scary. Right, go. Garuda impact finally making his impact on Papaleo. Garuda impact. Oh, this is the throw on Nakara.
But gets away with it. The amount of whiff throws going unpunished today.
Yeah, it is very, very scary and insane. I mean, when you're waiting for a move like Garuda impact and then you see the motion of the command throw, your brain has to say, wait, I'm not blocking for a change. Oh my god, I gotta do something.
You just get so comfortable at down back. It's your happy place.
You're right. Yeah, it's scary, I guess, a player like that.
The very high overhead Potemkin with that really tall hurt box. The offense starting. Slide gets blocked, but no real out of it. Okay, trying to navigate out of the corner, not able to get over quite far enough. 2D lands. Garuda hits counter hit on wake up.
Oh. So much damage off that, and now so much need to play around with too. Doesn't get the RC in this situation, and now Papaleo really pushing the advantage here. Punish? Yeah, there it is.
Right, good spot to burst from Jan. Finds the back throw. Dummy, not back throw, forward throw. It doesn't even matter. I'm the dummy today. Just lets the 5D rock on wake up to close out the round.
Oh, great stuff from Jan, just showing off the power of the air throw yet again, making sure that Papaleo does not earn those freaking flyer miles.
No, I mean, this is air Potemkin. You saw that heavenly Potemkin buffster. It didn't even matter that it would have had the burst to keep him safe after the fact, but the only one doing flying today is Potemkin.
Right, definitely controlling the skies, protecting the skies, for sure. The thing that Zangief could not do.
Look, I mean, Zangief just needs the power of the black tech. He just needs... Has anyone considered putting, like, guns on Zangief's wrists?
Yeah, that's true. That's the big thing that Zangief is missing. If Zangief gets a gun, he will actually be top tier, finally. Alright, shimmy in it.
Snake Eyes just woke up in a cold sweat.
Right. Oh, I saw Utopia for 2 seconds.
Oh my god, I saw that Potemkin Buster doing a big chunk. Look at the amount of respect. Papaleo, comfortable and down back, bought a plot of land.
Definitely living there. Gonna retire there. Does that work? Okay, I'm like, if that works, I'm gonna shit on stream.
Gets the wall break, does Papaleo. Has burst. Oh no. Went for the anti-air. Did not land. Papaleo closes out the round.
Great stuff from Papaleo. Really a huge comeback against Jan. Was definitely on the back foot for most of that match. Oh, that's... Wow! That was not the anti-air I expected.
Gold burst from Papaleo immediately spends the PRC to try to make something happen. Spends the other half of the tension on Wake Up Super. I'm sorry, Jan. You thought we were not flying.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of work to make. Wow, extending hurt boxes, doing a lot of work there, a lot of heavy lifting there. Let's see if Jan's able to come back in this match here, or if we get the one apiece for Papaleo getting on board.
That is like 2 touches for Potemkin, and if the risk gets pumped, it could potentially be 1.
Right.
So absolutely not out of this. You just need to find the right spot to get in, and that could be it. What's it gonna be after the fact? Catches the backdash.
Oh!
What I say? 2 touches. How much did it take? 2
touches. Brad, you're an absolute psychic. You're the sage of the future. I will listen to your Miss Cleo-esque warnings. Oh my god. Alright, gonna block it. Good defense from Jan. Nice.
Deep throw.
Alright, now the corner here for real. Oh, again, but it's gonna be the big damage overhead kiss. Should be able to kill off of this, I believe. Oh, barely,
No, just barely alive.
Insane,
Guts
but
privilege.
Yeah. The simple JS just gonna destroy Potemkin's last little bit of life, shoveling him off this mortal coil. Now one apiece between Papaleo and Jan.
I gotta tell you, if I'm a betting man, this is going to Game 5 again. It is a Game 5 kind of evening. It is either a 3-0 and somebody just runs over, or it's been going Game 5. We have had very little in between.
Right. And it's been awesome because of that. Like, the whole event has been great because of that. And I think I'd agree with you, Brad. I believe this will probably be another, last game, last match type of situation. They were adapting to each other very, very well. And then, this is over the course of time. So we're going to see some of those a little bit more wild and kind of like, why would you do that option here and there? I think kind of later to the match. It's out. Here. Nice mega fist.
Right. Jan in a great spot, but Papaleo with a great backdash into Dolphin, managing to make it work. Finds the ability to cross up, get out of the corner, throw Jan into the corner. Now we're going to get the wall break. Papaleo sitting on tons of resources already. Blue RC forward drift, Blue RC up drift in the air from Papaleo, though. We got resources to spend. Let's burn it. It's doing nothing burning a hole in my pocket.
No, the 2 HP burst on top of everything else, and just all that meter usage absolutely proves Papaleo. Use every little bit of it and was rewarded the entire way through. Ooh, now punished all the way through that gold burst.
Right. We're gonna see Garuda. Yes, we are.
Absolutely. Of course, Garuda. Oh my gosh.
Oh, red RC.
Yeah, one more hit will do it. Alright, now one apiece here in this third match. They are just stacking each other right now. Oh, ankles though.
Right. Garuda Papaleo gets clipped, stuck in the corner, but manages to find the way out. That's been critical. I feel like in all the rounds that Papaleo has been able to get out of the corner, Papaleo ends up taking the round.
Yeah, really good. High damage starter. Gotta go for overhead kiss again. Gonna be very short thanks to the wall damage, but gonna go straight into super.
All right, but this is not dissimilar to, a previous spot that we had seen. The thing about the wall break is once it goes back to neutral, things look a little bit better for Jan. Unfortunately, the gold burst gets baited, but not a big punish from Jan, and now back to the corner anyway. You are going to be able to close it out as Papaleo and close out the second game for yourself.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate Kara miss from Jan right when it counted the most to get that throw punish. Unfortunately, just 6K comes out and has to cancel to a normal everyday move, like some sort of not top level player privilege.
Yeah, sometimes it just be like that, Not everybody's quite so privileged.
Not everyone can be Jan, which is probably honestly for the better. We don't need everyone being this good at the game.
All right, well, 2-1 so far. Papaleo up over Jan. Let's see. I mean, literally not being able to capitalize on that burst bait as Jan is what kept that game from going in your favor. I think you actually would have been able to kill off of that.
Yeah.
If not kill, you would have ended up in a one-touch situation.
Oh, and the S's here. Oh, yeah, anti-air grab.
Garuda, chain Garuda. Papaleo wants none of it, spends the burst. I'm sorry, you over dash, get counter poked out. No, your back is to the corner, my friend. You will enjoy being there.
Go all back in the corner, but no problem getting that backdash out. Now Papaleo has a Potemkin in the corner.
Okay.
Nice. You're gonna be a little bit short of Peter, so just gonna break the wall like normal.
Yep. And here we are again, reset to neutral. Papaleo with the meter advantage, but Jan with a maybe one-touch situation. Waits, that was I think a read to maybe chase the backdash. What a read on the butt slam, but Papaleo with the early PRC off the slide actually keeps him safe from the butt slam.
Taylor staying alive there. Very, very good from Papaleo. And now Papaleo on match point here. Might not get that shoot. Oh, 2 hits!
My actual god catches the backdash with the close S, and I don't think this is gonna kill, but this is such a huge life lead. Jan is hard pressed to make something happen, and Papaleo hard pressed the jump H.
God, you guys save me, stream chat. Use those codes, please. My family is starving.
All right, Idiosyncrasy versus Stealthy. Yet again, Nago versus Axel. The codes are gone. Thank you.
Yeah, no
This is
bad,
Glad
bad,
Brad
bad.
now. You've made Brad glad.
Yeah, now that is rad. Thank you all, stream chat. Much appreciated.
No, y'all are rad.
Oh, yeah. He's starting off way strong against Stealthy.
Ooh, yeah, that is a real strong start. Gonna get the wall break off the super, still sitting pretty with the burst.
One more for Super Stealthy, especially with meter 2, so might be able to get out of the situation. Wow! Backdashes and it jumps out of each of Idiosyncrasy's splashes. That is insanely good.
Right, going in behind the Shadow Clone, that is gonna be enough to do it. Nago decides to jump Axel, and it works.
Let's rock.
Able to keep Idiosyncrasy out. Here we go. A lot of one-off hits here, but that is going to punish that for sure. Beyblade doing a lot of work against Ackerman.
Oh no, the 2H counter hit on the anti-air. That is so much. Did you see that 6H?
Yeah, it hit multiple times. And again, no!
This. All right, 911. I'd like to report a murder.
Report to them because I'm also freaking dead. Oh my gosh. Stealthy, you might want to take a minute. Just let that seep in and be like, okay, that's the kind of player I'm dealing with. But to answer the question in the chat here, tied to Beanie Guy. So yeah, if Nago super hits at the very, very tip of it, it does not go into the super animation, and you can get one more hit off the wall because of it, which leads to insane amount of additional damage.
Duel 1.
Yeah, that's like the perfect sequence, right? Like a lot of Nago's biggest combos involve utilizing that.
So perfect with that. And Idiosyncrasy did, and you see what happens when you get that reward. And the thing is, if you're too close, oh no, I get super.
Alright, Stealthy in a better spot so far than we've seen at all in game 1. The command grab lands.
There we go. Alright, Stealthy getting themselves on the board, finally playing against Idiosyncrasy and not letting them get their game instead. Oh no!
Yeah, that is a real shame.
Oh,
It does not. Yeah, as unfortunately not able to punish the bursts.
No great situation. The first completely whiffs, so now there's no person on the table. Stealthy gets to play, and this entire time falls. Tries to go with it, doesn't work out, unfortunately.
Not quite the stance, but he's working on it.
Getting there. Pulls in.
Ooh, 6P anti-air. Full charge 5D. Are we gonna see a burst bait? No, unfortunately does not do it. I know that's a little bit harder to do on Nago than a lot of the rest of the cast, right? Because like he has less built-in air options.
Right.
It doesn't appear to matter.
That was just what that Idiosyncrasy need. And the defensive Stealthy is really good right now. But
How is that only got him to level 3 blood?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, using that far slash just really panned out, I guess. But now Stealthy was able to come back and win that last one just after so long on very scary high risk defense.
Right, 1 game apiece. Jeez, Stealth. I mean, that's a pretty good answer back from Stealthy. But like, there's something to be said that, you know, the first game explosive for Idiosyncrasy, the second game really good for Stealthy, but you know, in a heartbeat, it was really almost Idiosyncrasy's anyway.
Right. It's just that very one-shot character making a huge comeback and just saying like, cool, I got that one hit, I got that one charge dust. And even though it was bursted, it gave me a situation to say, we're back in neutral, and I can make that one win. And here we are again, back in neutral, I can make that one guess to win, and now Stealthy has so much to deal with. Especially if that raising risk gauge. Oh no!
Yeah, the risk gauge rose. It was too big to fail, and then it did.
And then it did. But no government is here to help bail out Stealthy, unfortunately. West there trying to win more command grabs. Far away from it. Or jumps out. Ooh, tries to bait it out.
But that was the double jump that we've seen from Stealthy represented to deal with air throw as an option so much. But that risk gauge still pumped. If Idiosyncrasy gets in before it goes all the way down, this could actually still kill. It's just, you don't really get to navigate that so easily. PRC gets the close slash anti-air. You are not dead.
Oh, that button.
Did he hit a button?
No! Oh no!
Nobody knows. Nobody knows when to punish Axel Super.
It has been going unpunished the entire time. Very fortunate for Stealthy, but unfortunate for everyone else who's been blocking it. And Stealthy stealthily steals the round right in the front of the face of Idiosyncrasy.
Just please.
It's been very unfortunate. Idiosyncrasy not going to give Stealthy another chance here. Definitely staying on top of it, just like Enigmatic Wolf, staying on top of it a 7-month streak for a subscription. Yo, much shadows, much love to Enigmatic Wolf. Keep it up, fam, just like keeping it up, Idiosyncrasy.
All right, that blood gauge is pumping. It's okay. Stabilized a little bit. Idiosyncrasy runs the risk of popping it though. And Stealthy now in the driver's seat. Oh, Red RC went for it. Could have been a follow-up combo or perhaps even a mix, but it's not going to matter. Idiosyncrasy lands the hit, closes out the round. 1 round apiece in game 3 here.
Stealthy trying to. It's the first gambit, at the very least. Now finds themselves in the corner. This first is kind of it until they get some meter now. Has to keep Idiosyncrasy out of it. Keep themselves away from Idiosyncrasy. That is not
2H and then hits him with the Mario Kart right into the super. That's going to be the wall break. We're going to get ample meter. That means that he's going to be able to start the party without bumping that blood gauge up any more than he needs to. So he'll get to sit in level 3 or full charge 5D for Oki.
What was the reason? What was the reason you didn't need to do a full charge 5D? You could have done a normal charge 5D and it would have caught. But Idiosyncrasy trying to prove a point and keeping Stealthy just on their heels to say, hey, remember, you can't spell Idiosyncrasy without crazy.
Somehow that is correct.
You are technically correct. The best kind.
I'm checking with the judges. Yes, they say I can award it to you.
Let's go, Ryuno! Let's go! Alright, so Idiosyncrasy up 2 against Stealthy's 1. But Stealthy definitely fighting really well in each of these matches, despite, you know, the very one-sidedness when Idiosyncrasy does win, but Stealthy gets mid strong.
Playing a bit more ground focused, it looks like, is Stealthy. All right. Catches up the air. Okay, trying to earn a little bit more space. Oh, Red RC backdrift. Unfortunate, didn't believe. Or was it a burst bait attempt, maybe? URC drift. Wow, the Stealthy is layering this option very specifically around burst.
Yeah, it does not want to happen. Oh my god. But actually, first, so that's good. Simply convert it. Oh, and this is just yeah, back to the wall. You don't need to decide. Charge 5D again.
Oh, no.
Not feeling good about that.
That is a lot of damage. That is one touch for Idiosyncrasy to close this out and move on to the loser's final. Stealthy needs to... Oh, no, I'm sorry, not close it out. Not up the round. I'm a dirty liar. But he closes out the round with the perfect. Now he's staring down the barrel of loser's finals.
Really gunning for it. Just really to go to that round. And the push is still not back for Stealthy. So this is going to be a very uphill battle. No, not this time. Not a third time. No. Doesn't really matter though. The damage is the same nonetheless. Idiosyncrasy hitting like a truck.
Right, well, Stealthy has burst and 50 tension, so we have two defensive choices to make. Blue RC hits the button, blows up Idiosyncrasy for trying to overextend.
Again, one more burst. That's too early. Can't do a big combo. That's gonna kill. But now that is very unfortunate. RC from the bite. It's been a very good night for gear for sure, Brad. And thank you for joining me for these awesome matches and able to call it all the same. You've been an absolute rock star. I don't use that very often because it's kind of a not the greatest line anymore now that the job industry has taken that over. But you have been way cool.
Oh, thank you. This is actually, for those of y'all that don't know, I've never had the pleasure of sharing the mic with Ryoto. I hope I get to do it again, and I'm sure Jan hopes that they get to beat Idiosyncrasy again to get that run back in the grand finals opposite Papa Leo, but Idiosyncrasy absolutely wants to reverse the fate.
He lost so much life in that trade.
Oh my god, the fact that the close slash, like Potemkin's hitbox or hurtbox rather, is so big that close slash can still clip him on the up forward and bring him back down even on block. So unfortunate. Look at that risk gauge.
Oh my god, and your risk. All right, he's gonna make a high risk for Idiosyncrasy. Idiosyncrasy look like their risk gauge was capped out. How much damage they took off of that? But yeah, take a good chunk off of this, and this will kill.
Killed him with the toe tap.
Yeah,
with that Muay Thai front kick.
That dance on them, that river dance style. Oh my god, Idiosyncrasy! 5D, the master of 5D!
Now, I wonder if that was a different route, like is that a character-specific thing because of Potemkin, or was there an uncertainty of when burst would come back? Or if it was just a mistake to neutral jump instead of towards jump. I am not rightly sure. What I am sure of is that it doesn't really matter. Idiosyncrasy doesn't appear to care, and whoa.
Yeah, the slight tick of wall damage kills off Potemkin. This is definitely the straw that broke the camel's back for sure there.
Wow. All right, Idiosyncrasy, I see you.
Idiosyncrasy's out for blood tonight. Really waking up as the tournament goes longer.
I mean, you gotta be out for blood. Man needs to drink it to keep alive.
You're right. You're right. Naga's a vampire. He's got blood. And Potemkin's got huge guts. That means huge blood.
Right. I mean, look at the size of it. Do you have any idea how much his blood must circulate at any given moment?
Yeah, that's a buffet for Nagoriyuki, and definitely looking forward to that.
I mean, Jan took this when they played in the winter side. Gold burst early from Idiosyncrasy. Not only do I not want to deal with your mix, but I sure would love 100 tension. We're going to use that straight away.
And one thing I liked right there from Idiosyncrasy was that they used 2K as kind of like a frame trap, very slow pressure screen because they have that meter to be able to cancel on a hit. And that's something that you don't see from Idiosyncrasy. It doesn't do much like the 5P, 2P, K pressure screen. Those were all the big stuff, and that was just on the side of Idiosyncrasy we don't see very often.
All right. Jan in the driver's seat now, but Idiosyncrasy manages to find enough space to navigate out. The slide head whiffs the armor through it, does not end up working, and Idiosyncrasy is going to be able to cash out here. This is going to be the wall break, and once again, going to have all this tension and the life lead.
Really good. Oh, goes in raw with the 2S. That was so clean. And 60 had the right answer. Jan had the exact right answer, but Idiosyncrasy not close enough to be anti-aired by the 60. Now he's another round in the second match.
God, right into the 6/8. The double dash, dash in, dash out, looking like Ryu gets the wall break. Wall breaks with the Rekka string, so Blood can be secure. Oh, actually, Stin in level 2 Blood. 2H counter hit, and I'm sorry, you hit a button that was not down back.
That was so overwhelming. Like, even a defensive player like Jan didn't feel like they had the opportunity to even get comfortable with defending. Like, every option that was made there was just called out by Idiosyncrasy, and that's just kind of the level of uncomfort that Jan seems to be in right now. But let's see if it's just a figment of the imagination and if Jan is ready to take this third match against Idiosyncrasy, or if Idiosyncrasy will move on to Grand Finals.
Yeah, this is tough, and it's such a departure from what we saw from Jan when they played in Winners. It's even a departure from what we saw from Jan in Winners Finals.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the tear that Idiosyncrasy is on, both this and the previous match from Stealthy, I gotta say, I'm curious to see this Idiosyncrasy play against Papaleo.
I think like hot man that can look differently to previous matches, especially with Nagoriyuki and Papaleo have to take their own streak with them for sure. There's so many traits in this match right now. Like, Idiosyncrasy is just a button ahead, slight frames ahead of Jan's options. And that's the thing that is just killing Jan. Even if Jan manages to get their move out, it's been mostly trade, and it still doesn't work against characters like that.
I mean, Idiosyncrasy is just spacing everything really well. Cashing out some big damage, ends in the 6H. No, ends in the super, gonna get the wall break. And this is, once again, a great spot. We got Oki, we got tension that's gonna build. I think the thing that is in Jan's favor right now is, one, if Idiosyncrasy wants to generate mix, it needs to be honest. And Jan has the burst, spends the super, specifically to get out of the situation.
Harry, you can't fight the first. Okay. Wow, great block. Not going for that 5T charge yet again. But there's so much meter. Idiosyncrasy is all you with the play.
He's spending his whole blood gauge. That was so great. What the hell?
Just swings. Swings
Of sets. Like, much love for Jan. Great performance at 3, but I am sorry, Idiosyncrasy has earned this grand final spot.
100%. Idiosyncrasy is playing out their mind tonight, and especially with great players like VickiViper, Jan, and everyone else tonight in the bracket. It definitely has been earned.
But now you got to get through Papaleo. 2 sets. Papaleo sitting in the winner's side.
Right. Oh, nice block! Looking into the corner there, Idiosyncrasy actually blocked the mix-up. That is insane.
USC mixed up, backdash gets blown up.
Alright, needs that first wall break. Papaleo staying on the front here.
Oh, PRC, the backdash gets blown up again. Well, not as much as it could have, but falling with the anchors, and it's a shame Idiosyncrasy ended up burning the burst in that round to try to make that happen. This is something unique to this particular matchup, is like the speed at which Mei can threaten the space in front of Nago where Nago wants to be is hard. And Idiosyncrasy really needs to pick the spot to open up offense off of like Beyblade and burn blood early in order to really open stuff up, just like Bella Powerlifter opened up with that 7-person raid.
Oh yeah, strong here, just like in the match. Yo, thank you much, Powerlifter, for bringing your community in with ours. Happy to have you here. Oh my gosh, Papaleo. And one thing I want to note alongside with that, and like how May and in his matchup, Papaleo specifically is covering everything. Papaleo is doing a lot of neutral. That neutral so that they can avoid Beyblade and be able to punch at the same time with a JS or a JH, depending on where the Idiosyncrasy lands. And I think Idiosyncrasy is noticing that and not going for any Beyblades. But you'll see it in the next round. Papaleo is just neutral jumping and positioning themselves to cover all the options of Idiosyncrasy.
Yeah, I mean, you're right on that call, right? And it's one of those things, you know, at the highest level, it's not just enough to, you know, kind of play. It's not a one-player game. You need to be understanding of what the sort of high, the favorable options that your opponent has, and tailor your gameplay around it. That's how you construct a matchup. So the fact that Nago needs to try to start the party from farther out and limits him to Beyblade means that using your air options in the way that you've just described ends up this really difficult option for Nago to try to deal with. And at that range, you know, as long as you're far enough out that like 2H isn't going to clip you, then it ends up that much more difficult. So we're starting to see Idiosyncrasy trying to cycle these other options, going in behind the Shadow Clone or something. Wake up super from Papaleo. I'm sorry, we got dolphins at home.
Yeah. Oh my god! And three of them. Dolphin until you drop. The dolphin finish from Papaleo right there. So good. Oh, okay, great capitalization from Idiosyncrasy though. Now into the corner here. Doesn't get the full damage, but it's fine. Corner is corner.
Oh, 2H, but TRC forward drifts into the Dolphin. Unfortunately, has to spend the burst in order to keep the screen positioning. But Papaleo, just the threat of what Papaleo has is enough that Idiosyncrasy backs off, and it gives Papaleo everything that they needed. Just like I need to thank Kobali for the 19 raid.
Thank you all for love of this grand finals. You'll love to see it. Thank you all for bringing the raids. Thank you all for bringing the subs. You all are supporting the community. We love you, but not as much as Papaleo is loving their position in this round right now.
5S into the forward dash. The super does get punished. Are we going to see how much are we getting out of it? Papaleo still has burst, so Papaleo feels the bravery of the blood burst.
Can't get above that. That is a very high hurt hitbox.
No!
RC goes over it. Can't block that. Yes, we're good there.
FD gone?
Oh, 5Hs! What an insane option, considering the back to the corner situation. Thinking that Papaleo was going to backdash, but Papaleo actually decides to commit to a run-in.
It is amazing that that worked. If it was the backdash, like backdash Dolphin, that would have been the perfect call from Idiosyncrasy. The fact that it was not, but the timing just worked out, maximum clench.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. Oh, and you see, getting in a great position here. Doesn't have the meter to be able to super, that's fine. But has a lot of good stuff to work with here. Has burst, has 50 meter, just gonna go for it. And now Idiosyncrasy ties it up one apiece against Papaleo on their quest to reset.
Wow, the fact that that 5S caught at the absolute tip. It just, Idiosyncrasy got through that round by the hair of their chinny chin chin.
Sorry. Oh. All right, well, let's see what happens with Idiosyncrasy. Definitely a match to remember to say what worked in that match, what didn't work. I need to apply this over fighting Papaleo because there is a long road ahead of me if I'm able to reset this bracket.
Oh my god, I just looked at the predictions in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Oh my word. Alright, I'm pulling for Idiosyncrasy even more because I want to break the bank.
Oh! Alright, well now people are really going for Idiosyncrasy here. Oh, but that is not a good way to do it. Well, that's a great way to do it. Backdashes out, punishes the scooper.
Doesn't get as big a punish as we could have, but the command grab into Red RC is going to do it. We will be able to close out this round, Idiosyncrasy.
Duel 2 in there. Let's rock.
Power the Samurai right now, looking real good. Oh, but Up Dolphin doing a lot of work still.
Fighting our way out. Close slash counter hit. Counter hits the reversal, it looked like. sitting in a great spot. Red RC forward drift, and these 2K pokes just keeping this frame traps going.
All right. Broke ankles there. Nice empty jump command throw into the corner here. No burst from Idiosyncrasy. Alright. But Idiosyncrasy does have a whole round to spare too, so it doesn't have to get me hard on this. And I have to say, I don't know what it is, but I feel like every time Potemkin has gotten that specific situation into jump air dash JS, Nagoriyukis have not respected that like every single time. They just get hit by it. Oh, there's a JS again. All right, now one apiece here in this third match. Push it. Hey, the late night tournament nerds definitely get to these players right now. That's going to support the team. Going to get hella close in return. When you're back of Papa Leo's deck. Oh, that Orca. Oh! That was a Ric Flair jump!
Blue RC into the overhead that does not get the combo after the fact. Thankfully for Idiosyncrasy, who still has burst and can try to spend this. Wow! Actually threads the needle, gets underneath with close slash.
Meter gain definitely needs it. They're gonna take this round here.
Oh no!
Oh, you have to burst sometimes just to say, I'm still alive potentially if you're not ready for this for some reason. And that will unfortunately end it for Idiosyncrasy in that third match. Now Papa Leo potentially on tournament set, or well, is on tournament set, but can take the tournament from this set.
Right, I mean, we're gonna have to see. Idiosyncrasy absolutely has the potential. It's just a question of, you know, it's these defensive calls, right? So much has been of, you know, getting to the back to the wall and Papa Leo really getting to churn this offense in a very similar way to how Idiosyncrasy does. It's just sort of that when Papa Leo does it, there is not this downside. There's not this other meter that is sort of inherently communicating the way the risk reward is trending in one way versus the other.
Cycle. Oh, okay. Charge 5. He actually gets full out dodge this time. Papa Leo not even allowing that to exist in the first place.
Geki Papa Leo wants to close this out now, wants to preserve the economy.
Papa Leo right now finds himself back in the corner though. Papa Leo. Oh.
Oh my god. Actually has bypassed burst as a risk in this round, though, to Idiosyncrasy through those 5P checks.
Oh no, big hit here. That ride and tumble, that rough and tumble all the way to the corner. Oh, that just looks painful.
Oh no, the super's gonna work!
What a beast, Papa Leo!
The Blood Rage pops. That is actually so unfortunate. Has this meter now, but you're going to end up spending all of this meter on FD just to try to live. You're not even going to get the chance to as the Totsugeki makes it. Papa Leo is on tournament point.
Papa Leo too. Oh, this is a great start. Huge starter. All of that burst save because of that kill slash action. This is so difficult for Idiosyncrasy now. No burst on the table. No meter to speak of. This is one easy confirm away from Papa Leo to be able to take it. Oh, nice slash.
Great far slash to blow up the Totsugeki, but Papa Leo once again back in the driver's seat. Big back throw. Papa Leo still has the burst, but it's not gonna matter. Once again, the reversal super blowing it up as Idiosyncrasy has to try to overextend with the command grab.